In the words of Martin Ryder's comment, good evening, shaggers. That's his words, not mine. Hi, guys. Welcome back. You're probably wondering why I'm back here. I've just done a stream with Ed that went quite well this afternoon. I'll be totally honest with you. There's nothing on TV. There's nothing that I want to watch. And I thought, why not? I don't have any work this week. I kind of thought, well, you know, in the UK, bank holiday is going to be on Thursday and Friday. So I thought, oh, I could do one Wednesday night. But I know Ed does one on a Wednesday sometimes, so I don't want to clash with him. And, you know, the problem is if I keep coming on, people will get sick of seeing me. So I thought, well, I've done one on Friday. I've done one today with Ed. I uploaded the stories today. I'll do this final one tonight. And then that's it till Friday, nothing else. Although I am doing an interview with the American lady this week, but that won't go out till next week. So that's okay. So how's everyone doing? Have we got anybody in? Oh, we've got 60 people in. Actually, I've got to also blame Damien for this because Damien said, why don't you do a stream but do what Ed does? Don't advertise it. Just sit there and press go live because, you know, you get a notification, don't you? And I thought that would be cool. Just like press the go live and just sit there and wait to see if anybody comes in. But I screwed it up, guys. I just did what, because I'm doing it every week. I just hit the button and it sent out that crappy thumbnail. But not to worry. 80 in. Wow. Fantastic. Okay, let's get into the comments. Okay, Shane, how you doing, mate? A lot of comments from you. Good to see you in. We must get you back on here because people liked it when you were in the stream last time. Maybe we'll aim for a couple of weeks, something like that. Mr. Lovegrove, it looks like he's just updating his stream. I'm updating it to go live again. Yeah, Martin Ryder, we did your just to prove I wasn't making that up. There you go. Right, the other thing is, guys, I don't have any this because this is unplanned. Right, I'm going to start drinking. I don't know how long I'll go on for. Maybe an hour. I'm not going to do a long one tonight because I've got a lot of technical stuff to do tomorrow. See that? I don't know if you're into your computers, but it cost me £100. It's a 5 terabyte hard drive. I'm going to upload all my files on here tomorrow. I'm going to start working from a laptop. Long story. I won't bore you. Ian McNeely. Wow, it's a like. Yeah. Hi. How you doing? No, I'm not a Wonga. Right. Yorkie Phil, mate. What are you saying now? Look. Maybe it will start at 21 as usual time, the advertising time. Yeah, it kind of went a bit wrong, but I'm here now and you guys are here, so let's just get on with it. Right, John Paul, good man, Peter. It's great to see the old fan base get together again, but let's ignore the trolls. The last stream was great. Well, I tell you what, I don't think he's not here. Frankel's not on the background today because he's getting up real early tomorrow. I think he has to get up about 5 o'clock, so there's no one there. So if anybody comes in and starts giving me crap, then I'll just have to block them. Yeah, what was I saying? So I don't have any hooters. I don't have any ladyboy competitions. I don't have any anything, any numbers on the COVID or nothing. I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to feed off the comments and we'll see how it goes. And let's aim for about an hour. We'll see how it goes after that. Okay. So Shane O'Traveller, sexy gold digger money. I don't know what that's about, Shane. TJ Riley, I've given you a like before you've even done anything. Yeah, thanks for that, guys. If you gave me a like, how many likes? 30 likes. 124 people in 30 likes. Give me a like, guys. Come on, don't be mean. Right. Jamie296, nice surprise for a Sunday night. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Seamus Doherty. Hi, Peter. It's a bank holiday in England. Ireland is next week. Right. Yeah. Okay. Dutch Farang. Yeah, you're in again. Good to see you. David Walters. Hey, Shane. Black Bolt. I'm surprised to see you in. Hello, Peter and viewers. You're a glutton for punishment. Yeah. You know, the only problem is when you do too much of a good thing, when you start putting out too many videos or live stream, what happens? You can actually lose subscribers. And how that works, you got a guy who keeps getting messages, oh, Thailand Ban is live. Oh, Thailand Ban put a video up. Oh, Thailand Ban is live again. And I think, screw this. And they just unsubscribe. And I see it a lot when I upload my Saturday videos, because that goes out to everybody. And I'll lose about 10 people every Saturday, 20 people. But of course, you get more people later in the week who actually subscribe. Right, Dutch Frank says, Peter, good remedy for the Sunday blues. It is for me, mate. It is for me. I'm bored shitless. Right, Martin Ryder, happy mongering, everyone. I'm off to drink a bottle of wine. You're off to drink a bottle of wine. You stay here and drink a bottle of wine. I got the whiskey tonight. I'm going to be on the whiskey. I've even got my little glass. I've got my beer all chilled and everything, so I'm ready. Right, not a serious one now tonight, guys, just for fun. Right, Tommy and Guy, you've left quite a few comments. Heads up on a great travel laptop, Asus L210. Yeah, okay. $185. That's good. I've just bought a laptop before I went on my last trip. The screen went on it. I had to get a HDMI cable and plug it into the TV in the hotel room. I sent it off to Dell. They gave me a new screen, so it's all good now. But it's quite a nice spec. It was about £1,000. It's an iCore 7, which is the graphics card is a 2060, I think it is, and 16 megabytes of RAM. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You obviously know your top technical stuff. Let's say hi to Diamond. Hi Peter, how you doing? Had your mince in your what was it you were having? Pasta or something? No, baked potatoes, I think you said, didn't you? Right. Tom and Gunn, Eddie should have one. He could fit. It's a shame he can't come back in now, isn't it? He's having a Sunday roast with his mate, and he's probably half cut by now. It'd be great if he could come back in. Salutations from Tommy and Guy again. Let's have a look. Who haven't we done? Andrew Hammond. I was talking to him on the phone 10 minutes ago. Another entertaining session from Peter tonight. Look, Andrew, I've got to do this. I've got to advertise a book, guys. Let me put this up. Okay, so if you were here this afternoon, you know now that my book is now on Amazon. The paper version is on there as well. You can buy it anywhere in the world. The Kindle or the ebook, it doesn't have to be on a Kindle. You can download it to a mobile phone or your laptop, whatever. It's a readable book. It's not Audible, unfortunately, this time around. We're working on the Audible for the next book. And so it's $4.95 as a readable download book. The actual paperback is $9.95. And that converts worldwide to local currency. So it'd be nice if I could sell a few books. Let's see. I won't keep mentioning the book. You know now. I just, it's new to me. I had to. If somebody had told me, a year ago I'd have had a book, I'd have said like, no, how? But thanks to Andrew for that. Right, John Paul, Dutch Frank, mate. How do you manage to be on all the streams? Retire, you becoming a legend on the live stream. You know what? Somebody said to me, I was speaking to Andrew earlier, and he said, I went and watched Trevor's stream on the rerun because Trevor did one this morning, Sunday morning. And he said it was really weird because he'd watched the afternoon stream with Eddie and me, and then he's bored, so he went and seen who else had done a stream. And of course, touching the old nose again, look, Trevor did one this morning, and Andrew said to me, he said, it's really weird. He said, a lot of the people who are in Trevor's stream, they were also in with you and Ed. So it seems same sort of people. James Casey, you were in Friday. How you doing? Hello, Peter and gang. Quite a few comments from you there, James. James just saying hello to other people there. Right, who haven't we said hello to? Taxi to Lao. Wow, Peter, you got some energy. Have you started hormone replacement or something? No, there's just nothing on the TV. And actually, I actually, although I get less numbers in this, these unscheduled ones, I actually enjoy them because I can have a drink and stuff. Now, someone's given me a super chat. That's very generous. Jeff, say something for the beverage fund. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Do you know what? It's $20. That's great. I wasn't expecting any super chats tonight because this is, like I say, an informal stream. It's just for fun. You're a good man. I do appreciate that. And I will crack open a beer in about 5 minutes. Right, let's go back to where we were. You know how I keep touching my nose? It's a bad habit. It's just habit. I'll be sitting here. I don't do it when on the stories, but I'm here and I'm like constantly doing that. So do you remember Johnny Carson, the original talk show host? He was always touching his nose. And somebody wrote into me and said, they suspected there was a rumor that he used to take cocaine. I don't think that was true because he kept touching his nose like this. And, but I don't think so. Right, Nino. Hi, Peter. You made my evening. Thanks. Okay, thanks for that. Kind words. Taxi to Loud. John Paul, it's work time for me, but can stick the stream on at the same time. Yes, the girls are in for a surprise when they discover how energetic Peter is. No, hardly. Okay, let's Danish Bacon. I'd be surprised if you weren't in. You're in most streams, aren't you? Hey, strangers. Nino, that thumbnail, it was pretty pathetic tonight, the thumbnail, wasn't it? It was kind of a rush job. Right, I've got something to talk about, actually. I want to talk about ladies' drinks tonight, actually, because I got a little bit of shit off someone. But I will say the guy, fair play to the guy, he came back in to the comments and he explained it properly. And I said, well, that was a sensible comment. And I answered him. But I thought it'd be a good subject for tonight, the ladies' drinks. I'll start it off and I'll tell you what I want to say. And then you can come in and give me your thoughts on everything. But we'll carry on saying hello to everyone. Go hopping, how are you? You're another one. I keep saying we've got to get you in. I keep forgetting. And I only remember when I see you in the stream, but we'll do it one day. Eugene Vincent, evening all. Right, Stuart Marston. Evening, Peter. Nice surprise. Just had a rotten drive from Northampton to Devon, so this is a welcome treat. That's a long drive, Northampton to Devon. I live 10 miles away from Northampton. I'm 10 miles north of Devon in a little market town called Kettering. It's about as exciting as watching paint dry. But yeah, I sympathise with that. It's a long drive. Hopefully there wasn't too much traffic on the road being a Sunday. Scott D, Chicago here. Yeah, nice to see you, Scott. Good to have you in, mate. Carl D, when are you going back to Thailand? Well, I did that on Friday night, didn't I? It's I'm not booked, but I'm going to go back in August and September. I'm still trying to sell my house. It's not happening. I'm not going to elaborate on the house thing and all that because most of these guys were in on Friday, and I went into it in a big way on Friday. But thanks for the question. Right, Sang Park. Hello, Peter. Sang from South Carolina. How are you doing? Sang Park, that is if I'm not wrong, that is a Korean name. Park. When I lived in Korea, South Korea, Park is a very common Korean name. And Sang, yeah, I think you're South Korean. Let me know because I'd be interested. A little bit of trivia. You know your Samsung phones and your Samsung TVs? Korean brand, right? Obviously. Do you know what it stands for? What Samsung means? Unless you've got a Korean wife, you won't know. In the Korean language, the Samsung, right? Sam means 3 and Sung is star, so it's 3 stars. So you've got a 3-star phone. Little bit of trivia. I only know that because my wife's from South Korea. Right. John Hobson back again. Oh my God, have a good show. Catch up tomorrow. Watched you earlier one with Ed. Yeah, that was quite enjoyable with Ed. I'm going to really try and get him to come on the end of the month. You know, he's quite hard to pin down, Eddie. You know, he does his own thing, and I really like doing streams with Ed because I feel there's when we do the streams together. I've done streams with other people, but they go well. But I just feel with Eddie, we're on the same wavelength. It's almost like he well, mind you, saying that at the beginning of the stream, we both sat there in silence like a couple of lemons because I was waiting for him to speak and he was waiting for me to speak. So slow start, but we got there. Right. Taxi Talal says, do you use Apple products, Peter? No, I don't use Apple. I've always used Android, and I just prefer Android phones and regular Windows. I've got Windows 11 here. Paul Shackington, even all sadly got called away from the last stream. Well, you're here now. World Traveller, great to see another stream. Yeah, let's just say hi to everybody I haven't said hi to. So love your content. Thank you. Mike Jones, bloody hell, I haven't even finished watching the 3 o'clock stream yet, but good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit much, isn't it? Right, Damon. You're the man I'm going to point the finger at. It's your fault. Peter, really enjoyed your stream this afternoon. You guys are brilliant working together. Hopefully there'll be more of that, Damien, in the future. Because like I said, Damien and I, we do seem to get on quite, Damien. Ed and I seem to kind of have a good rapport on the live streams. Red Hammer, yeah, good to see you as well. Andrew, hang on, what's that? Are you decorating the house with bunting this week for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee and having street parties? I'm not, but I've got a lot of respect for the Queen. The Queen is the only member of the royal family that I do respect. Mind you, saying that, is it Kate Middleton and what's Ginger Harry's brother? Andrew, is it? They seem to be a promising couple. I'm not a royal. I mean, I'm not anti-royal. I am a big believer in the Queen. I respect the Queen. She actually drove an ambulance in the Second World War. You can see pictures in her army uniform. Probably a lot of it was just for publicity, but she did do it. Yeah, I'm a great. I've got a lot of respect for the Queen. And Andrew and Kate Middleton seem to be going in the right direction. Not like Carrot Head, who I can't stand. I think you know who I'm talking about. Right. Dial up. Those girls behind you have seen better days. Possibly. What about these two? Are all right. Oh, wrong way. These two are okay. That one's okay. Yeah. I mean, come on. If any of these knocked on your door tonight and said, "Oh, I've got nothing to do. Can I come in and share your time with you?" You wouldn't say no, would you? I did want to put one up that I've had up recently. But let me see then. Let me see if I can. That was the one from last night. We could go traditional for a while. There you go. Right, we'll change that in a bit. Right, Kev, 12364, evening all from Northampton, UK. So we're only 10 miles away, Kev. You're only up the road. No, because I'm going to start talking about ladies' drinks. I feel guilty having a traditional Thai picture in the background. Let's do last night's one. There we go. That seemed to go down well last night. Right. Let's have a look. Where are we? Okay, good. There we go. Sang Park. Yes, Peter, I'm from South Korea and my wife is Thailand. Okay. Uh, Sang, I only know that because I spent a year in South Korea, and I know Park is a really common name. It's there's a lot of parks in South Korea. So thanks for getting back to me on that one. Right. John Hobson says, disagree. Most of the girls behind you are okay. Yeah, they are. They are. That Cornish dude, I haven't seen you in before. You admire Prince Andrew. Oh dear, are you mad? I didn't say I admire him. I didn't say that, did I? What I said was he's probably him and Kate Middleton are kind of going in the right direction. In other words, they're not another Prince Harry and Meghan. Okay, they're completely gone the opposite way, haven't they? I hope I hope you understand what I'm saying. Right. Carrot Head would love Patia. Yeah, possibly. I can't stand the pair of them. Harry and Meghan, I just can't stand them. You know, the stuff he comes out with. He was crying. He threw his toys out the pram because he couldn't get any security when he came to the UK. And somebody left comments and said, "Why doesn't he ask his buddies at Netflix to provide his security?" You know, I just can't stand the guy. Let's not go down there because comments will come in and it'll be a discussion about Carrot Head. Right. Taxi Talal. Never had a drinks bill issue, but once a soy cowboy handed my card over to pay, was out of sight 2 minutes. Few days later, bank alerted me to a fraudulent payment, which they stopped. I think I've mentioned to you guys before, if you ever use an ATM machine in Thailand, make sure you use the one that's attached to a bank. You know, you're in Pattaya on the beach road, you've got the Bangkok Bank and an ATM next to it. Use them ones, because the ones that are standing free alone, not all of them, I'm sure, but especially around sort of Tree Town, them sort of areas. Andrew Hammond got scammed badly on his. He went to an ATM machine. Andrew, who's in the stream now, he went to an ATM to take some money out. When he got back to his room, he checked online, and as he was watching it, different amounts of money were coming out. He was on the phone to his bank, and it's like, your call is important to us. Somebody will talk to you real soon, and there's another £200 gone, and then another minute goes by, and it's like, thank you for holding. Your call is so important for us. We're not going to answer you. And bang, he did get through to somebody in, and they stopped it and all the rest of it. I don't know if he got his money back. Can't remember. But guys, don't use those standalone ATM machines, because you are risking it. What you can do if you want to play real safe, have two bank accounts. So you have your main pot of money here and zero balance here. And when you go to Thailand, what you can do, you can maybe put £500 in that one, and then you use that up. And when you need another 500, you just do an online transfer. That way, if somebody does get your bank account or your card, then you'll be safe, won't you? I've been scammed. That's about the only time I have been scammed. Once, and I know exactly where it was. I don't, cash is king in Thailand. I wasn't going to talk about this. I want to talk about the ladies' drinks, but I remember one time I was staying in a hotel in Soi 4. I'm not going to name it, but it's not the one that I stay in regular. I only stayed in this hotel because my hotel was full, and I hadn't made a booking. I just turned up because they know me, but they happened to be busy that weekend. And I used my debit card just for a couple of nights, and then I moved back to my regular hotel. Didn't think nothing of it. And I got back to the UK, and £2,200 had come out my debit account. I contacted the bank, and all the transactions were like H. Samuel the Jewelers in Northampton, and places I'd never shopped. The bank put it into investigation. So what they do, they obviously get the CCTV footage, signatures, or whatever it is. They can get all the evidence together. They made up their mind that it wasn't me who spent it, and the bank actually give me the money back. So you've got to be really, really careful when you use cards. They use skimming machines and all sorts. Right. Who's that? Antonio, his greetings from Portugal. Yeah, good to have you in, Antonio. John Hobson, yes, lady on the right. Okay. Damon, come on, all the girls behind Peter are looking lovely. Yeah, I don't tend to put ugly ones up there. Somebody once said to me, they said, you're a married man. How can you talk about all these women, have pictures of women? I'm not a stone, am I? I'm human. Just because I'm married don't mean I don't like looking at pretty women, and I'm not going to be married for much longer, am I? David Walters again. I had many transactions taken from my Bangkok bank over the last 2 years. Bangkok Bank refunded them all. That's good. That's good. When I move out to Thailand, I'm going to have a Thai bank. And Simon, my friend, he said the best bank to have in Thailand, he says, is it the Kasikorn Bank? Because I would have gone for the Bangkok Bank, but my friend Simon says no. If you're out there and you want to open an account, the best account to have, the best bank to go with is a Capricorn Bank, because he said the online banking is much simpler and much like a UK setup. And he just said everything about their systems are a lot better than the rest of the banks. So top tip there. D-Rock, yeah, you're talking to someone else. Yeah, David, good to see you as well. Paul Coulhan, is it? First timer, right, let's put you up. You're a first timer. First timer from Boston, Massachusetts here. You mean William and Kate? Yeah, I do. What did I say? Andrew, yeah. And Andrew is William's creep of an uncle. Yeah, he's the one who got caught with his pants down, literally, isn't it? Of course. Yeah, I meant William and Kate. Thank you for clearing it up. And you're not even British, but it shows you how much I follow royals. I don't. So back to my original statement. Total respect for the Queen. William and Kate are a decent couple. They're going the right way. They're not showing anybody up. The rest of them, total waste of time. Total waste of time. And you know who our next king's going to be as well, don't you? Right. Taxi Talau again. Remember, always pay in Thai baht too if asked. Don't pay in home currency or you'll pay more. Yeah, and don't ever change your money up at the airport when you're leaving. Terrible rates. Absolutely terrible. Right. Kenneth Drain. Peter, I have 4 stories of my experiences over 9 years of Pattaya with me and my wife. Would you like to let your viewers hear? But I know the people living there, expats, will know the funny side of one. Okay, well, look, what you can do, Kenneth, send it to me and I'll let me have a read of them. Look, there's my email address. Okay, just send it, put it in a Word document, you know, because I have to edit all the, you know, you might think your story comes in perfect form, no spelling mistakes, nothing wrong, but I don't think I've ever had a story that I haven't had to edit. I either have to take out slang words that an international audience wouldn't view, or sexual references, or I've just had to cut bits out. So put it in a Word document so I can edit it. I had a guy once, he had a go at me because he actually took a picture of a document. He sent me a photograph, like a JPEG, and I'm like, well, I can't use that. How can I edit that? And he hit the roof because he took the trouble to take a picture and send it to me. Right, it's beer o'clock. Let's have a beer. And it's a good time to start the discussion on the ladies' drinks. Just over 200 in now, so good crowd. Let's talk about ladies' drinks. Right, so how this started, I had a guy on the stream this afternoon. He had a bit of a go at me because he said I'm kind of screwing the bar, because what happens, I do buy ladies' drinks. I go to Thailand by myself, and occasionally, if I'm waiting for a friend to turn up, for instance, I'm not going to sit there like a lemon and just not talk to anybody. So, you know, sometimes I'll play pool with a girl, you know, just a game of pool. It's innocent. Or a girl will come and sit next to me and I'll buy her a drink and just talk to her generally. You know, I'm not going to bar fine her or anything. But what I tend to do, because let me give you a bit of history on the ladies' drinks. So when I first got to Thailand around 1991, it was quite comical actually, because what had happened is they were much more polite with the drinks. They weren't like, you buy me drink, down the hatch, and I want another one. It wasn't like that. You know, you'd go into a bar, they'd wire you. They really appreciated your business. Not like now. They treated you with respect. And what used to happen, a girl would come and sit with you, and she'd give you 5 minutes to say to her, would you like a drink? If you didn't, then she'd say, oh, I go see my friend now, make some excuse. They never ask, can you buy me a drink? Very rarely. And what they used to do, this is early 90s, 92 maybe, like this. So what they do, the girl would come over, they give you a wire, they say, can I sit? You say, yes, fine, sit down. Now, if you're a decent guy, you'd say to the girl, would you like a drink? Now, in them days, what they used to do, they'd all have like, especially little bars in Cowboy, they'd have champagne, proper champagne glasses. And it was quite comical because they'd come back with this champagne glass with Coca-Cola in it, you know, all ladylike with the finger up and everything. Let me have a drink of mine first. Cheers, guys. Oh, it's been on the ice. Let me get rid of this before we carry on. Yeah, so they'd come and sit with you and they'd have a ladies' drink. It was a champagne kind of wide glass with Coca-Cola in it. They'd have a little conversation with you, very polite. They'd be sipping on this Coca-Cola and it would last them about 10 to 15 minutes and they wouldn't ask for another one. They'd put it down. And when you were talking to them, they might look at the glass and look at you and smile. And it was kind of a game, you know, and you'd buy them another one or you'd say, thanks for, I'm going to go and see my friend now. Okay, but it's got really hardcore now. And what the girls do now, they're well trained. They're well trained now, guys. They're really going for the jugular. So there's no more Coca-Cola in a champagne glass. What it is now, they all want tequila Red Bull. Why? because that's 2 drinks. It's not 1 drink. And I've seen a lot of guys get caught out. They'll buy the girl a drink. They come back with a tequila and a Red Bull, and the guy think it's a drink. And what really winds me up as well is the ladies' drinks always used to be cheaper than your drink. So let's take easy numbers. So you go in a bar, you'd order a Heineken. Your Heineken was 100 baht, little bottle of Heineken, 100 baht. Her ladies' drink would be 70 baht, 60 baht. And it was always like that. And as the prices went up, you might pay 150 baht for your Heineken. Her ladies' drink was 90 baht. Those days are gone, guys. Those days are completely gone. Now, their drinks are like 50% more than your drinks. I'll give you an example. I was staying in Soi 8 in December. My wife was there. Was she on that trip? No, she wasn't there on that trip. This is a trip before. So I was staying in Soi 8, and as you walk into Soi 8, there's a bar on the left. And I went in there a couple of nights, and they have the girls. It's an open bar. They have a guy on a guitar. He's quite good. And I sit there and I like to chill out, have a drink, look at my comments, and the guy's playing his guitar. And you get the girls who circulate, you know, they're kind of like waitresses / is at your hotel, you know what I mean, right? And there was a girl who used to come and talk to me, and I hadn't bought her any drinks or anything. She'd just come up, she'd look after me, and I'd give her 100 baht when I left the bar. And one day I went out for lunch, and I didn't feel like going back to the room, and it was a late lunch. It was about 3 o'clock. And this girl, I think she actually sleeps in the bar, and you know, they get up in the morning, they clean it and then open. So there was absolutely nobody in this bar in Soi 8, big bar, nobody there but this one girl who I'd spoken to before. So I was thirsty, and I seen that it was only her there. I thought, I'll go and have a drink with her, you know, keep her company. I went in, I said, Nam soda, right? Just a soda water. And then I said, you want drink? And she's like, okay, Nam soda cab. So she ordered an orange. I had a soda. The bill came. I looked at it. It was 300 baht, right? My soda was 100 baht. Her orange, it wasn't fresh orange. It was just orange, right? 200 baht. And I said to her, I said, what's this? And she said, oh, yeah. And I said, my drink's 100 baht. How can I be charged double for your soft drink? So she said, oh, you know, boss get 100 baht. I get 100 baht. And I said, no, look, you might not like this, but I told her straight. I said, look, I'm sorry, nothing against you. I said, but I'm not paying it. And what I did, I took out 100 baht. I said, there's 100 baht for my soda. I left it. I didn't touch the soda, and I walked out the bar. And I thought, they are taking the piss, right? I just, you know, so where this is leading, I'm going to get into the comments in a minute. So where this is leading, this afternoon in the stream with Eddie, I was telling this story about how I was in the beer bar on Soi 5. A girl came and spoke to me. I was waiting for a friend. He didn't turn up. She said, you want to play pool? I said, yes. She was drinking wine. I bought her a glass of wine. I looked at the bill. They charged me 160 or 170 baht for it. When I looked at the bill, the wine that she bought was 100 baht. When I bought the same wine for it, was 150, 170. I questioned it and said, well, how come when she bought it was 100, when I bought it, it's 170? And they said, well, the fact that you bought it, it's now a lady's drink. So I said to the girl, right, well, I don't want to buy any more drinks. Are you happy to just take a tip? We'll play pool and I'll give you a tip. So I carried on drinking. I must have bought half a dozen beers. I paid for all the games of pool. So the bar didn't really lose out, only on the ladies' drinks. And the reason I didn't want to buy the ladies' drinks is not because I was being tight. I just think they take the piss. I just think they really do. You know, I don't mind paying a bit for a ladies' drink, but when it's more than my drink, you know, my beer was like 140 and the glass of wine 170. No way. So I said, if the girl was like, no, well, I want drinks, I would have just said, fine, okay, well, I'll see you later, whatever. And this guy came into the stream and he said, oh, no, I think what you're doing is out of order because you're screwing the bar over. And what he was trying to say to me was like, he feels sorry for bar owners because they're losing out. They've just gone through 2 years of the pandemic and, you know, they lost all the business. And people like me are really doing something wrong because they're losing money. But this is the same beer bar that tried to rip me off 7 glasses of red wine that this girl never had. So that's what I wanted to talk about with ladies' drinks. What do you think about it? We've got some comments coming in already. Let's see. I'll go find where I was. Yeah, a little bit of talk about the exchange rates at the moment. Damien, if any of you guys want to change up your cheddar in Thailand, I think it means money, I recommend Exchange Super Rich. Yeah, that's in the basement of the airport, but apparently they've got one next to Terminal 21 as well, so that's a better option, isn't it? Right, super chat there. Who's that? Citizen Mikey. Mikey, you're quite generous. You did it on Friday. I do remember. Hi, Peter. What was your first ever impression of Bangkok? Fantastic, but it was totally different, Citizen Mike. It wasn't like it is today. There was no MRT, the underground. There was no SkyTrain, so the traffic was horrendous. But the people were nicer, I think. I'm not saying they're horrible now, but they weren't used to really seeing foreigners, and they had a genuine interest in foreigners, and they were really polite. And they'd often point at you in the street because it was so rare, especially when I first got to Thailand. I went to Khon Kaen in Isan, and there weren't any foreigners, and I would walk in the street and people would stop and point at me, because they'd never sort of seen a white guy, as it were. It's not like that now, of course. Right, we're getting any comments on these ladies' drinks. Let's have a look. Where are we? Pesky McNuggets. This is a surprise when I turned on the TV before work in Melbourne. It's a surprise for me as well, Pesky McNuggets. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. Damien always says to me when I talk to him on a Sunday, he says, go on, do a live stream, I'm like, oh, I don't know. People will get fed up of it. I don't think anybody will come in. But I mean, there's 258 people here, so that's not bad. Right, Edward Butler. There's nothing wrong with Monga Prince Andrew that a young Thai girl couldn't cure. Yeah. Did you see that interview he did on ITV where he was denying everything? Christ almighty, he couldn't lie to save his life, could he? Stephen Forex, they have targets to sell to earn their wages, which will make them more aggressive, but hit that target. Yeah, you're right. You're talking about ladies' drinks. They all have targets. They have targets for offs, short times. They have targets for drinks and all the rest of it. But, you as a customer, if you say, and I've said this many, many times, I don't say to a girl, I'm not going to buy you any drinks. If you say to a girl, look, what do you want? Do you want me to buy you drinks or do you want a tip? I'll leave you a nice tip. I've never had one say, no, I want drinks. Never, not once, because they know, you think about it, if they make 50 baht on a drink, they need 4 drinks to make 200 baht. Well, I'll leave 200 baht to them, especially if they're nice. I might leave a bit more. Right, Prior 9, good evening, Mongers. Okay. Right, Eugene Vincent, book my ticket for November. Think I'm going for one of Steady Eddie's Thai sandwiches when I get there. You were in this afternoon then, weren't you? He's talking about the soapy massage, one of his soapy Thai massages. Yeah. Right, Solo, what's that? Solo Loso, is it? Solo Loso. TTT exchange in Pattaya is the best. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't think I've changed any money in Pattaya lately. I tend to change up in Bangkok and take the money with me. Clive, how was the race this afternoon? I know it got delayed because of heavy rain. Did it go ahead? I guess it did. Go hopping. Thai bar girls appreciate ladies' drinks from customers who are just in for a drink or two. Thai bar girls can't go short time, a long time. With every customer, they have physical limits. I think the important thing to remember here, go hopping, what we're talking about, the girl is in the bar to make money, isn't she? So going off with a customer is totally different. So whether she makes money from a good tip, I'm not talking about 20 baht, 30 baht, you're sitting with her for half an hour. She'd have had, if you sit with that girl for half an hour, you'd have probably bought her 2 drinks. She'd have made 100 baht, right? So if you give her 100 baht anyway, what's wrong with that? Yeah, the bar lose that, but who cares? They try and rip you off most of the time anyway. Right, Ian Roberts says, don't be a cheap Charlie. Try finding a nice girl to talk to in the UK. No chance. They won't look twice at me here. There's a new name I haven't seen. Chandler Bing Bong. Most bars are run properly and look after their customers. They are, and I've mentioned this in streams before. When people talk about bars ripping them off and everything, it's very rare now. They want your business. They want to look after you. And, let's face it, guys. The Thais are nice. We all have bad experiences. We all get scammed occasionally. It happens all around the world, but basically, why do we go there? They're nice people, aren't they? They've always got a smile on their face. And what I like about Thailand is you can go out and have a good time. You don't have to be with anyone. I mean, the times I've gone out and I've had an extremely good time. I've gone into a bar, a couple of pool tables there. Girls, do you want to play pool? I'm like, yeah, play pool. We're joking around, girls laughing. It's not about having it off with her or leaving with her. Just, she wants to make a bit of money with some drinks or some tips. You want someone to play pool with. Yeah, it's great. Why do you think I've decided to finally go over there and live? I don't want to be stuck in the UK by myself. My wife and myself are separating. I don't want to stay here. What is there here for me? You know, I mean, the thing about Thailand, it's not all about rumpy pumpy, as they say. I'll give you an example. Hua Hin, where I like to go. For 50 baht, there's a big outdoor swimming pool complex. I can go there. I can get towels. I can have my lunch. I can drink beers, whatever I want, and I can spend all day at that swimming pool for 50 baht under the shade of an umbrella, or I can go swimming. You can't do that here, you know. I'm having a whinge tonight, guys. Right, Nino, in Phuket, I started paying drinks to a lady, and 5 minutes later, her sister joined the table. 15 minutes, two other girls also joined, probably the less beautiful ones who can't get customers. Yeah, you've got to be careful. It's a bit like a feeding frenzy. You know, and you can't blame them. The most common one you'll hear, if you're new to Thailand or you haven't been very often, you go into a bar and a girl says, "Oh, can you buy me a drink?" You say, "Yeah." You buy her a drink. You're having a drink with her. 5 minutes later, another girl will approach her, and she'll say, "Oh, this is my sister. Can she have a drink?" And it's not her sister. Or the other common one, they'll say, "Oh, this is my friend. Her birthday today." You know, it's really hard to say no to somebody, isn't it, when you put in that position? But another top tip, you know, when you're sitting in a bar, like I like to go into the Tilak bar on Soi 4, and I'll sit there on my own. If I'm waiting for Simon and we arrange to meet at 9, I might go there at 8. I'll have a draft beer, ice cold draft beer, and I like to sit back, enjoy the air conditioning, enjoy my drink, and I like to look, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to do more than that. Well, if a girl approaches you and says, "Oh, hello," she sticks her hand out like they do, "I can sit down with you." Well, no, it's embarrassing, isn't it, to say no, you can't. And if you don't say no, you can't, she'll sit down, and you don't want her there, do you? You don't want to buy her a drink, maybe. So a trick that does work, and they don't lose face, they understand, and it works every time. You just say, "Oh, maybe later, I just looking first," and they understand it. It's very polite, and they just smile and walk off. And that's what I do all the time. When girls approach me in go-go bars, I just say, "Oh, maybe later, looking first," and it works. It works, guys. Try it. Okay. God, my nose. I don't know why it's so itchy when I'm on a stream. Right. Buzzing Jimmy, Dutch. How you doing? Patty Jimmy, is it, or Jimmy Patty? Patty Jimmy. Yeah, it's unusual to have you in here. We don't normally see you in here, but I know who you are. Welcome to the stream. This is actually my second stream of the day and my third stream of the weekend, believe it or not. Right, Paul Shackleton, and that's why I'm here, to be educated. LOL. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'm always right. I'm not an expert. But I did spend many years there. Right, Alexander Dupont, Tommy and Guy, not a first timer. I actually date instead of bar girls. My ex was a stunner and a regular Thai girl that had a bad experience with her ex-Thai boyfriend. So guys like to date in different sorts of ways. So you know, some guys will say, "Well, I won't go with bar girls. I'll get on Tinder. I'll meet a nice girl and I'll spend 2 weeks with her, and I don't go with bar girls." That's fine. Total respect for you if you do that. But what you've got to remember is a lot of guys go with bar girls because they just don't want any hassle. They want the easy, you know, they want what it says on the tin. They know if they walk into a bar, there's girls working in that bar 99% of the time. If he sees a girl, he talks to her, he knows that girl will come out with him. And that's what they want. And they don't want to say, "Well, let's meet for lunch tomorrow and then we'll go to the cinema the next day." They don't want that. They just want it. I interviewed Katie from America. Do you remember the American woman? Her husband got a job in Pattaya for the American company. They have a company in Thailand, and he happened to be based in Pattaya with his American wife, and he actually ran off with a 20-year-old bar girl and took her back to the States and left Katie behind. Well, she was quite young at the time. She was quite good looking. She hadn't had children or anything, and she stayed in Pattaya for a while, and she made friends with some guys, and they used to go around the bars. But she said to me, she said, it was really clear, you know, none of them were interested in me because they didn't want to waste time. You know, they didn't want to do the dinner dating thing. They didn't want to do the, you know, maybe she will, maybe she won't. They know when they walk in a bar, bang, that's it, right? But with a Western woman, she might be very attractive, but they just don't want to put the time in it. And she told me that herself. So, yeah, I get your point, but it's different strokes for different folks, as they say. Alexander again, bar girls have the advantage to not have drama, hopefully, or work too much for it, as you are mentioning. Yeah, correct. Right, Alex Curtin, as a first timer going to Pattaya, I have a lot to look out for. Not really, Alex. You need common sense. So what you got to remember is if you're going for the first time, you'll look at a lot of YouTube channels like mine, like Trevor in Pattaya, Ed Sweeney. There's lots and lots, of probably hundreds of Thai YouTube channels. And you know, we're all guilty of it. 10 things to look out for in Thailand, 10 worst scams. Don't get ripped off by a bar girl. But, you know, if you use your common sense, Thailand's very, very safe. And, you know, it's not going to happen. Now, there's a surprise. I'm going to say thank you very much. You're calling yourself Buzzing Jimmy now. Super sticker there. Thanks. I'll call you Jimmy. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. And we got 275, and I'm surprised at that because I didn't announce this one. Now I forgot what I was talking about. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it, really. Right, let's see what else. I forgot what I was actually saying now. It always happens when I get a super chat. Right, Jamie296. In a recent stream, Brian Flowers, good guy Brian Flowers, said the bar money comes from ladies' drink, but apparently in his bars, there is a clear fixed price, maybe 150 Thai baht. Don't quote me, can't remember. Yeah, a lot of the bars work in different ways, but they're generally, the systems they use are very, very similar. Like I may, you know, that's right. I was talking to the guy. I don't know where your chat was, but you said you're going to. That's it. I remember now. You said you're going to Pattaya for the first time, and I was saying don't get nervous about something's going to happen to you. You just got to use common sense. You know, when you meet a girl in a beer bar, you know, just don't listen to the stories. You know, she'll come across as so nice, and they are nice. They are nice. You know, I play Connect Four with them, all sorts, and they are nice girls. You can't deny it. Just because what they do, they're not nasty or horrible. They're nice girls. They're good company. But they're there to make money, and you've got to remember that. And you can't take everything on face value. You know, the joke, the common joke is sick buffalo, but truth be known, girls don't say that anymore. I mean, they used to say it in the 80s and 90s, you know, buffalo sick. It's just a joke with foreigners now. They don't actually say it. But, you know, I've heard some good ones, and, you know, you're not there. You know, you can't support her and her family. You're not there to do that, are you? You can't help every starving person in Thailand or everybody who needs to pay a hospital bill. You're there on holiday. You got holiday money. You meet a nice girl. You want to buy her some little gifts. Yeah, that's fine. Just don't get taken in. But you'll be fine if you just use your common sense. Right, John Campbell. Hi, Peter. In a lot of bars in Hua Hin now, a lady's drink costs actual drink price plus 50 baht lady drink surcharge. Now, that is a fantastic idea. I'd be absolutely cool with that. If I went into a bar and you could buy a ladies drink and the bar actually said, any bar you buy, it's menu price plus 50 baht. No problem. Absolutely. But what I can't stand is if I went into a bar and I paid, let's just say for easy numbers, let's just say I paid 140 baht for my Heineken. I wanted to play Connect Four with a lady, and she come back and she had a Red Bull and vodka, and her bill is 300 baht and mine's 140. It pisses me off. I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. But 50 baht on top of menu prices, great idea. They should all do that. Right. Ian Roberts, tipping in the USA is by far a worse scam. Ladies' drinks are nothing. I went to the States twice, Ian, and I must say, I was very impressed with the service in America. In the UK, the service is absolutely terrible. You know, I mean, I remember stopping at a Little Chef, which, you know, why the hell I stopped at a Little Chef, I don't know. But a Little Chef is like a kind of glorified McDonald's. Actually, McDonald's is probably better, but they're on the motorway and you can sit down and have, I don't know, French fries and a burger. And, you know, I remember going into one of those and it says, please stand here to be seated. And I stood there with my wife, and this waitress looked at me and she didn't even acknowledge me. She didn't, I'll be with you in a minute. Nothing like that. She just looked at me and carried on. And I said to my wife, no, let's go. And my wife gets angry. She said, come on, be patient. I said, no. She's looked at me and ignored me. I'm not going to spend money here. And I walked out. Well, my wife didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. But that being said, Ian, when I was in America twice, I was very impressed with the customer service. It was very, very good. And I didn't have a problem tipping in America because I thought they deserved it. And in Thailand, you know, it's a tipping culture, isn't it? So I always tip in Thailand as well. Right. Good to have you in the stream anyway. Taxi to Lao. I always ask the price of a lady's drink. Always check the bin receipts. Set the expectations up for. Well, I'll let you into another little secret here if you don't want to be ripped off on the bills. Oh, that's gone down a treat. I might have to have a drop of whiskey in a minute, but I'm not sure because when I have a whiskey, I tend to get carried away. What were we talking about now? Yeah, the drinks. One thing you can do, generally they don't rip you off on the drinks as a rule. You know, I mean, you get these stories about, you know, you've had 4 beers and there's 6 beer tickets in the pot, you're getting ripped off. It doesn't really happen too much, actually. It's not the norm. It'll happen occasionally, and the bars that do it don't last very long. You know, if you want to give them a hint that you're on the ball, all you do is when you order a drink, when she brings a bill and puts it in the pot, all you do is as she gets it, you put your hand out, you get it, you look at it and say, yeah, that's fine, thank you. Put it in your pot. Next time she brings another drink, you take the bill again, look at it and say, yeah, thank you, that's fine, and put it in the pot yourself. And they know this guy's checking every bill. And the other thing you should do when you check bin at the end, so say you've been in there with a friend and you've had 4 beers each, you've got 8 beers in there. Now you're keeping tabs, you know you've had it, and you say check bin. Well, don't just give them the bunch of checks and let them go off and do it. What I do, what Simon does, what everybody I know who's switched onto this bill problem, what they'll do, and so I'll be sitting in a bar, I want to move on, I've been there for an hour, we've had plenty of drinks, I'll pick the bunch of bills up. I can do it in my head, but you've got to calculate on the phone if you can't, and I'll tally it all up on myself in my head. And let's just say it comes to 600 baht, 640 baht, right? I'll say to the girl, check bin, she'll come along, and I'll say to her, 640 baht, I'll say. So when she goes off, she knows that I know I've done it. So they're not going to come back and say it's 1,000 baht because you've just told her what the bills are, right? And you can even go to another extreme. I know a guy who every time a bill comes, he signs his bill. He carries a pen with him and he signs a bill. So they'll come with a bin, he'll take it, sign it, put it in the pot. So if they stuck one in there, it hasn't got a signature on it. But you can go too far. You don't need to do that. Other people will turn around and say, well, why can't you pay for each drink as they come? You can do, but it's just not how things done in Thailand. The waitress doesn't want to keep coming back and some guys think, well, screw, who cares what the waitress thinks? But it's just not the way things are done there. Right. Alex. Tom Young Guy, I booked my trip, so I'll see myself. I'm more into dating scene anyway, but I like to watch and have a drink with ladies sometimes. Do you know, I do like the company of the bar girls, and I like to go into bars, play pool with them, sit and play Connect 4. They're great. They're good fun, aren't they? Andrew Hammond, Margaret Thatcher. What are you on about now? Margaret Thatcher and Prince Andrew have something in common. They both screwed the miners. All right, quite a serious comment there. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. Is it John Stoney? No, I won't. Ian Wright, they want 20% now at takeout order counter. Yeah. Right, another glutton for punishment. You were in this afternoon. Canary spreads his wings. How's your YouTube channel doing? You're back, Peter. This took me by surprise. It took me by surprise. Richard Harris. Not getting many comments on these girls' drinks. Some girls I know well in Soy 4 told me they get 50 baht from each drink they get. It varies, I mean, like that girl I was just talking about in Soy 8, apparently she gets 100 baht, but they charge the customer 300 baht for and his drink, my drink's 100 and her drink was 200, sorry. So my drink was 100, hers 200. I just didn't pay it. If you just accept everything and you just pay it, they're going to just keep going more and more and more. There has to be a cut-off point. There has to be a point where you say, no, I know I'm on vacation. I know I'm going to get ripped off to a point. I know they're trying to make money, but no, this is too much. They've gone over now. I'm not doing it. And that's what I do. I just get to a breaking point, the final hair on the back of the camel, as it were. I sound like a right misery guts, don't I? Really, I'm not like that, really. Right. George Colley, Peter, will you be in Thailand in November? I hope I'm living there full time. I mean, I'm going in August and September. As soon as my house sells, I'm gone. I'm over there full time. Right. Craig, good morning from, is it Phuket? Yeah, hi, good to have you in. Jake McShane, great name that. Hi, Peter, if you can't go during the high season from November to February, when do you think is the next best time to visit Thailand? For me, Jake, anytime. There is no bad time. There is no good time. I don't particularly like Songkran. The reason being is if I'm in the mood, and one of the best experiences I ever had, I was in Patpong at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was in a bar. The girls outside had this big plastic water tub full of water. They had electric water pistols, and they gave me when I got absolutely soaked. We were at it for 2 hours. It was great. Sounds childish, but it was great. But generally, I don't like to go over there during Songkran because, you get, sometimes you don't want to get wet. You're on your way to a mall to do some shopping, or you're going to meet somebody for dinner or whatever, and you get a bucket of water over you. So, but in answer to your question, it depends. Obviously, November to February, it's cooler. You're talking 28 to 30 degrees. If you go out there July, August, you're talking 38 degrees. There are benefits from any time. I mean, if you go out November, February, it's a great time to go, but you're paying top prices. There's no discounts because it's high season. Whereas if you go out in, say, June, July, you'll get some good rates because not everybody wants to go out and suffer the heat. Michael, who I've had on the stream, who we've made videos, Michael, who lives in, he doesn't live in California, he lives on the other side. He hates the heat. He can't stand it. He won't go to Thailand if it's over 30 degrees. Right. Wow, over 300 in now. Surprise. Right. Yeah, see, James, you're saying that. You're saying the best thing to do in Thailand is pay for drink by drink, avoid those extra bills. But it's inconvenient, James. It's really inconvenient because every time she brings you a drink, you get your money, you wait, you got to make sure she gives you the right change. I think, you can do what you want to do, but I think really an easier way is just check the bins, let them know you're checking the bins. And if you go in the regular, and like I say, most of them don't rip you off anyway. Okay, James 296, in a recent stream, okay, we've done that already. Buzzing Jimmy again. Hello, Peter. Just back a couple of weeks from a very pleasant visit to Pattaya. Soy Bakar was busy and enjoyable. Yeah, I believe it is getting busier now, Jimmy. The reason off the restrictions, aren't they? The testing go is gone. From June the 1st, the Thais won't have to do the Thailand pass, and hopefully July it will be like that for us. So it doesn't surprise me that it's getting busier. I didn't get to meet you in December when I was there. Trevor took me out every night. Trevor actually looked after me. I don't need looking after, but when I got down there, Trevor knew I was there. And it was a bit embarrassing, actually. I was going to meet Nick Dean, and Trevor called Nick Dean. He says, "Here, I got a superstar here, wants to meet." And I'm like, "Don't say that, for God's sake." But no, I met all the guys that down there. I didn't get to meet you. I didn't get to meet Phil. But yeah, maybe next time I'm down there, maybe I'll meet you. Okay. Mark Hanley says the mongers are in. No, not in here, surely. Right, Damon. All separate your money in the hotel room, some in the room safe, some in your suitcase, and some inside your clothes in the wardrobe. Damon, I wish I had as much money as you. All my money will fit into one pocket. I can't separate it like that. That would be one note in everywhere. Right, PA Comanche. Hi, good to have you in again. You're in Friday. That's you were missing in action for a few weeks, but we got you back again. Good to see you. Alex again. Tom Young Guy, not a first timer. I actually dated instead of a bar girls. Did I read that out already? I think I did. Right. Carlito, when you start your business in Thailand, where are you going to reside? Bangkok or Hua Hin or another town? I'm not actually starting a business. This is the thing. I'm getting a work permit when I go out there because officially in the Thai's eyes, I am working because I'm doing YouTube, aren't I? And I'm going to do it even to a greater extent when I go out there. I'm doing the visas, a little visa company with Simon. And I might do some things. I might hook up and do something with Brian Flowers. Maybe, I don't know. I'll definitely be doing something with Trevor and Bangkok Pat, things like that. But I'm not actually making a physical business. But in answer to your question, definitely Bangkok, because like I said in the stream this afternoon, what I intend to do when I'm in Bangkok, I'm not just going to go to Pattaya and Hua Hin and film. I'm going to eventually, when I'm all settled down, I want to document my move out there. Like I said last Friday, without repeating myself too much, I'm going to be going through an emotional roller coaster. I'm separating from my wife after 33 years. I'm going to be sitting in a hotel room in Bangkok after a month thinking, excuse me, feeling a bit maybe lonely and depressed. And I want to tell other guys what it's like. So if they're thinking of doing it, but I'll be based in Bangkok. I'll document all that because I think that'll be interesting for a lot of guys. But what I want to do is when everything's back to normal, everything's good again. I'm burping like mad. I want to do trips to Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, Laos. I've never been to Laos. Who knows? Maybe even India. I don't know. But my base will be Bangkok. I will be Thailand bound there and there. But I want to go out and do all the. I don't want to. What I'm not going to do. I'm not going to walk down Soi 6 and Pattaya with a selfie and say, "Oh, the bars are looking normal again. Oh, look at the sexy." I'm not going to do that. It's just what Pattaya needs is another YouTuber with a selfie stick. So I want to go out and film some other countries in Southeast Asia. And you know, you might ask to say, well, why would you do that? You're a Thailand-based YouTuber. But the reason I want to do it is because a lot of you guys, you're going out to Thailand, obviously, else you wouldn't be here. And you might be the same. You might think, well, Vietnam's an hour away, hour and a half away, $100 for the ticket. I'll go out there for a week, see what it's like, you know, or Philippines. I've heard about the Philippines. I'll go out to Manila for a few days. I wonder what it's like. Yeah, there's a lot of videos out there, aren't there, about the Philippines and Vietnam? But, you know, when you watch my videos, I'm pretty straightforward. I'm not going to give you any BS. I'm an older guy. I'm going to tell it as it is. So if you're my sort of age, then, you know, I'm not going to be jumping around and doing camera angles and, you know, down on my knees, looking up at the camera and looking down at the camera. You know what the sort of thing I'm talking about. You know, I just do straight videos. Okay. El Terrifico. I half expect Eddie to pop into the chat in a small window. Do you know what? He won't be, because his friend's coming round to his house. I hinted at him this afternoon. I said, Ed, what are you doing this evening? Because I was going to say, why don't we come back? Why don't we come back and do a stream? And he said, well, my friend's coming round, you know, commiserates because of the Liverpool game the other night. I'm cooking a roast and we're going to be drinking. So he'll be surprised if he sees this. He'll say, damn, he's back again. But it would be great. I really like doing streams with Ed. We really hit it off together and we kind of bounce off each other. And I know I can just say, I'm going to make a coffee, or I'm going to go to the toilet, and I know Ed will handle it, and vice versa. So yeah, but he won't be in, unfortunately, tonight. But we will be doing a regular end of the month, every Sunday, end of the month. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to suggest to Ed 3 o'clock's not a great time in the afternoon, because, you know, people do things in the afternoon and it's better to either do it before 3 or after. And I think 4 p.m. would be better. I'd like to do a Sunday evening stream, but Ed always does something with his friend where he lives. They get together and they have a little knees up. They do what they've got to do. So I think maybe if I do a live stream with Ed at the end of every Sunday, maybe 4 p.m. would be a better time. Later than that, you're getting into dinner time for some people who eat early. Later than that, you know, people want to kick back, watch Netflix. They're getting ready for work. If they've got kids, they're getting the kids ready for school. So 4 o'clock will probably be good. Right. Is Tilak Bar open these days? Well, none of the bars have been open these days unless they've got a restaurant license. But from the 1st of June, I believe they are allowed to open until midnight. I was in Soy Cowboy in December, and there's a few bars that had the outside areas open, but it was pretty dismal, to be honest with you. I went into a go-go bar to take a leak, to go to the toilet, and it was really surreal because I know what was going on and everything. This is in the depth of it, you know, December, when it was full on. And I went to Soy Cowboy and I had a couple of drinks with Simon outside. There was nothing open, but they let you go into the go-go bar to go to the loo. And I went into, I can't remember which one it was, but it was a go-go bar that gets absolutely packed. They have 50, 60 girls on stage. You can't get a seat. It's buzzing all night, every night. And I went in there and the toilets were upstairs. And I actually sat down on one of the chairs. So you had this empty dance floor, the chrome poles, all the empty seats. And I sat there and I just kind of contemplated for a minute. I thought, how sad is this? You know, I'd had a lot of good memories in this bar, like the other bars. And I sat there looking at that empty dance floor. The lights were on and I thought, it's sad. You know, it really is. But no, it's not. It's not open. Right. Buzzing Jimmy again. Hello, guys. Peter has some great tips for you newbie guys. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Jimmy. I hope I don't trip anybody up. Was that? Let me have a look. I think it's about time for a whiskey, guys. In for an hour. Should I do a whiskey? Let me do a beer first and then I'll get the whiskey going. Right. That's a great name. Lieutenant Columbo's glass eye. I once had a girl who didn't want a drink. She had a craving for toast. That's weird. That's kind of weird. Right. Clive again. Last girl drink I paid was a red wine for the wife in Weatherspoons in Malvern. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Solo Loso again. Bill padding is difficult with the modern digital billing systems, which are commonplace in most bars. And it's like somebody said earlier in an earlier stream. Let me just hang on. Yeah, it's like somebody said earlier. You know, the bars are, you know, they're pretty honest really now because there's a lot of competition, and they're not stupid. The Thais, you know, they know they're getting to know customer service quite well. They know how to run their businesses. You've only got to look at the Mama Sans and the managers clapping their hands. And do you know what's really interesting? You know, I do speak some Thai, not quite a bit actually, but I find it very difficult to string together long sentences. But I can, all the food, I know the currencies, I can tell taxi drivers to go left or right stop. You know, I can talk a lot, but I'm not fluent. Simon, my friend, he's not. He tells me he's fluent, but he's not. I don't think he's 100% fluent, but he speaks pretty good Thai. But what's interesting is before the pandemic, we used to go to Longun in Soy Cowboy, and if you've ever been in there, what you'll notice sometimes, the girls are all up on stage, and the mama-san, she stands in the corner with a microphone, and she shouts in Thai, and she's giving instructions to the girls. Well, of course, you don't know what they are because they're in Thai. But I asked Simon, I said, what's she actually saying? And she, you know, the mama-san, translated to English, she's saying things like, come on, if you see a customer sitting on his own, go and ask him if you can have a drink. Don't let the customers get away without, you know, having a bit of company. You over there, whatever her name is, knock. There's a guy up there on the third. Go and see him. Go and sit next to him. You know, and they're giving these instructions. So, you know, they're hardcore sell. You know, they're not stupid people. They're not stupid. Believe me, guys. Right. Okay. Roy, how you doing, mate? You were in earlier as well. I've been to all those countries. Glad to hear you're planning on seeing different places. It's great experience. I've been to over 50 countries in a new one now, Turkey. It'd be interesting to know what you do, Roy. Have you gone to 50 countries just out of because you're a traveler, you enjoy it, or did you have a job that took you around? For instance, myself, I've been to a lot of countries because I worked for a 5-star hotel chain, and I'd get placed in different countries. So I did, you know, I was in Norway for a year, South Korea for a year where I met my wife. I did the Middle East, the UAE, Bahrain, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. I did Syria, Hong Kong, Indonesia, China a couple of times, obviously Thailand several times. I've been to the Philippines. I've been to, where else? Cambodia. You know, so I've been about, but there's a few countries I haven't been to. Like I've always wanted to go to Vietnam. You know, when you say that, people come on the stream and say, oh, you don't want to go there because it's run by the military, or it's this or it's that. I just want to go and have a look at it. I don't want to take over the country, you know. But yeah, good, Roy. I'd be interested to know why you've been to so many countries. Are you just like a wealthy man who travels all the time? Not taking the mick. I really would like to know. Right. I've got to try and slow down. Somebody wrote to me the other day and say you speak too fast. I can't understand you, and I'm getting carried away now, so I'll slow down. Right, Gary Hughes, you're right, Peter. I can't see you walking down a soy with a selfie stick. Definitely not your style. I have done it, not down soys. Like when I was in, I'll tell you what I really enjoyed. When I first went back to Pattaya, I used to be a late night man. So when I lived in Thailand for a long time, I'd be out for most of the night, and as a consequence of that, I'd wake up at 1 in the afternoon, and that was a routine for me. So I'd see the afternoon, and I'd be out in the evening most nights. But what was really nice in December, because of my age, I tend to go to bed a bit earlier now. And the other thing is, because of the time restrictions in Pattaya, it was 10 o'clock at one point, or was it 9 o'clock? You'd go back to the room, watch a movie on Netflix, have a bottle of something. And I was getting up in Pattaya. I was waking up at 7:30, and I thought the first time when I went back, I made this video. I wasn't going to do it because I thought, well, a lot of people have done it, and I told people I wasn't going to do it, and people said, oh, you need to do it because yeah, they've done it, but it's not on your channel. So I went out about 7:30, 7:45, and I walked along the beach road with a selfie stick, no one about. And I just talked. I just, look, you know, guys, I'm here. It's brilliant. The sun wasn't up yet. I went down Walker Street, explored it like everybody else does. But just getting back to what you said about the selfie stick, it was actually nice, you know, because you're actually walking along the beach road with a selfie stick. But I don't want to go out. You know, I think it would be a waste of my time and everybody else's time if I go out to Thailand and I just do the same old stuff. There's a couple of YouTubers. I don't want to advertise them here, but they're new. And they're doing some good stuff, some different stuff. And I'm not going to name them because I don't want you to jump onto their channel now, right? I might tell you later. But they do different kind of bits and bobs. But like I said to you on Friday, there are some YouTubers have got huge numbers, and I really don't see it. You know, I don't understand why. I look at their channel and I look at them. Some like, for instance, CB Media, he's got a great channel. He's a petrol head, and it's all drag racing, motorbike races. And I can see why he's got 400,000 subscribers, because people around the world are interested. A lot of petrol heads out there. Plus, he interviewed one of the race girls. You know, she's got big knockers. You know, she's there with these big knockers hanging out, and he's talking to her, and he says, "Well, I don't know why, but you seem to be very popular on my channel. Do you know why?" And she's like, "No, I don't know." And these knockers are you know, I think he knew what he was doing there. But yeah, there's some great guys out there who do it, and there's other guys. You know, I look at their channel and I think, why are you so popular? You know, I mean, I don't want to name people because it's not fair. Right, another super chat there. Thank you, John Paul. Appreciate that. What currency is that? Are you? Is that Polish? PLN? Is that Polish? Great to see you back at it, Pete. Did see you the Thai EU movie I previously recommended, Teddy Bear. Yeah, I watched it. Teddy Bear. Yeah, maybe a weekly movie recommendation for us all. Yeah, we can talk about movies. That movie, it was interesting, but that guy, he had about as much charisma as a house brick, didn't he? Let's have a look. Where are we? Paul Hoskins, we haven't had you in yet. The secret to not getting bored is to keep doing something different. Paul, I'm getting worried about you because I'll tell you why, because you're coming out with some quite sensible comments these days. It used to be all dirty jokes, but the last sort of couple of weeks you've been coming out with some sensible stuff. But nice to see, Paul. Nice to see. Right, Alexander again. I'm going to Thailand in July. How do you think the nightlife will be? Oh, I think it'll be all right, Alex, because the one big giveaway, let me just... I tell you what, it's whiskey time, guys. I can do this when I'm talking to you. No work tomorrow, no commitments, nothing planned on here. I'm just talking, so I might as well have a good time if you're having a good time. Right, what do I think it'll be okay. You've just got to look at the numbers, haven't you? So take the Friday numbers of the infections that I put up. So last Friday, the stream I've just done, there were 4,500 positive cases in the week. The Friday before that, there was 6,000. So they dropped 2,000 in a week. And that's been ongoing for the last sort of couple of months now. Just maybe 3 months ago, they were at 26,000 new positive cases, down to 4,000. Now, they look at their numbers. Again, they're not stupid. And they're going to look and think, all the other countries apart from China, but, they do everything different, don't they? All the countries around the world are getting on with it now. We're all living with it. All their neighbors are opening up. They're now down to 4,000. They're talking about cancel. They've already cancelled the test and go. There's no quarantine. 100% 1st of June. The Thailand pass is gone. I think we're always going to have that having to show the 3 injections. That's never going to go. But in answer to your question, Alex, I think it's looking good. And if it's not fully open, it will be a lot better than when I was there in December, January, when the bars were closing at 9 o'clock. So I don't think you've got any problems there. Mark, how are you doing? We didn't see you on Friday. Agreed at Paul Hoskin. Yeah. Okay. Easy Company. How are you doing? Great here. Yeah. How are you doing? Good to see you in. Right. Here we go. It's getting serious now. Look. Cheers. Do you know what? You must think I'm a bit of an alcoholic because every time I come on here, I'm either drinking beer or whiskey. Ed does it as well. A lot of YouTubers do it. But actually, I limit myself, once I've had 3 bottles of whiskey, that's it. Right. Ask Blast Alive, great name. Oh, I don't know about every day. No, the reason I'm doing the stream today is because I did one Friday night. I've got, I drive a minibus. I take vulnerable kids to school 2 hours a day, and that's off. Normally on a Sunday, I have to get up at 7 a.m. Monday, so I've got to be careful. I can't really drink because I've got 6 kids in the minibus and an escort, a lady, and I can't be smelling of alcohol. But I'm not working this week. I've done all my. I've got the stories for next Saturday uploaded for the members. I'm going to release that for the Silver and Gold members tomorrow or Tuesday. I've done the stream Friday. I've done the stream with Eddie this afternoon. I've now done this one. Videos are up for next week. The next video I'm hoping to do is another interview with Katie in America about her time in Pattaya. But I'm going to be working on some technical stuff over the next few days. So I thought I'd just relax. There's nothing on the TV. I thought I'd have a drink with you, have a chat. Nothing too serious, nothing formal, no competitions, nothing planned. Just see how it goes. So far, it's going okay, and we'll carry on. So another super chat there. I want to say hi. Of course, this is a bonus, isn't it? I wasn't expecting super chats, but this is all a bonus. Kate, what's your first name? Kay Jensen. I like to call people by their first name, but thank you for that super chat. Okay. Do you know, it's an instant hit. When I feel this, I can feel my face heating up. Okay. Paul again. And there I was thinking, all the bar girls love me. They do love you, Paul, especially if you've got a wallet with you. The thicker the wallet, the more they love you. Right. Colin Bullions, is it? Love the channel, mate. Selling up at the moment and will be retiring to Bangkok in the next few months. Only thing I'm going to miss about the UK is Millwall. Yeah, I mean, you know, I know there's guys on here that aren't English or they're not living in England, and we always sort of slag off. You know, we always like say rubbish things about the UK. The UK's got a lot of good things going for it. You know, we're very, very lucky here. We've got great fresh air, healthy. The water is superbly clean. It's all free. There's no bottled water that you have to take. So we've got good air. We've got good water. The climate's not too bad. It's not too hot, too cold. Bit miserable all the rain. We've got the National Health Service. Yes, it's hard to get an appointment these days, but you know, if you have a heart attack and they get you in time, you'll get an operation. You'll stay in hospital. Won't cost you a penny apart from your contributions that you get with work. And you know, there's a lot of good points. You know, you've got the schooling is free, the doctors is free, the streets are fairly clean. A contract means something. So yeah, the UK is good in a lot of ways. But frankly speaking, for me, it doesn't offer me anything. I just find it quite boring now. You know, I've done what I was put on this earth to do. I've had 2 children. They've grown up now, so I've done what I've had to do. I've worked all of my life quite hard. I'm not in a bad position at the moment. I think I've earned the right now to spend some time in the sun and enjoy myself and not worry about the everyday stresses of life. That's what I think. I think I've earned it now, and that's what I'm going to do. Right, Mark, support for the channel. Thank you, Mark. I do appreciate it, and you are quite a generous man because you do that from time to time. Okay. Right, Roy, you've answered me. I'm a traveller since my divorce 20 years ago, decided to do what I loved before I married, worked hard as a taxi driver, do my research on cheaper countries like the DCR, Colombia, Gambia, Madagascar. Well, do you know what, Roy? You probably know this, but you'll find quite a lot of taxi drivers in Pattaya, January, February, that sort of time. And the reason being, I don't know about where you are, but where we are, what happens is the taxi trade starts to get really busy from October because you've got Halloween, which is a very good night for taxi drivers. You've got the lead up for for Christmas. So you've got all the office parties. You know, you've got the Christmas Eve. You've got the Boxing Day. I believe the Boxing Day isn't that great. It doesn't really kick off for drivers until later, but they do have a good night. And then you've got the New Year's Eve. So you've got all the, you know, October, November, December. It's all happening in one go. Halloween. What's the other one? Guy Fawkes night here in the UK. Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, where the young kids go out to town. So you've got all these events going on. So taxi drivers are running around with their asses on fire, taking all this money. Then, of course, in January, it flops. You know, people are paying back their credit card bills. Nobody really wants to go out and spend any money. So taxis are sitting in town twiddling their thumbs. So they think, you know, they make their money October, November, December, the majority that they can bang away, squirrel away, and they're off to Pattaya for a month or two. And yeah, why not? Why not? So well done, Roy, if you managed to get away that often. Okay. Is it Jen or Gen? Don't have a security. No, what is that? Don't have a scarcity mindset. Peter, you won't lose viewers in recommending other channels. In fact, they will appreciate the info, and most YouTubers will pay you back in kind. No, I was actually joking. I mentioned other channels at the time. I just wasn't thinking of one in particular then. But if you go back and watch videos from me or live stream, I'm always mentioning other channels. I've promoted the hell out of Bangkok Pat because I really think his videos are fantastic. So when Bangkok Pat had hardly any subscribers, I was plugging away, and now he's up to I think about 20,000 subscribers. So I've supported him all the way. I've always mentioned Ed Sweeney's streams all the way. Who else? Lots of people. You know, if someone's got a YouTube channel, especially if they're Irish Dave, he's not around now, but I promoted him for a long time. So yeah, don't get the wrong end of the stick. I'm not. I was actually joking. I'm not paranoid because people mention me. I get other YouTubers mention me. You know, they say, "Isn't that Peter crap? Don't watch him." But no, I see where you're coming from. Right, Mac again. Mac P. It means state pension increase is frozen, which can be a significant loss to those dependent on it who don't live in a country with a reciprocal government. Yeah, Brian, who comes on here, he sent, I haven't watched the video yet, but people told me if you're away for 2 years, you lose your state pension. And then other people came in and said, you don't lose it, you just don't get the increases, the cost of living increases, which for me, that's fine, you know, as long as I get something, but I'm not totally reliant on a state pension to live in Thailand. It's not like if I don't have a state pension, I can't live in Thailand. And if all I had was a state pension, there's no way I'd even try to live in Thailand because I would be existing like many do. I respect that, Alex Curtin. I had backups too. All right, you talked to someone else there. Right, Dog, didn't see you in Friday, but you're in tonight, so welcome. What about people refusing the vaccine? Are they allowed in the kingdom of smiles? Yeah, they are, but you've got to do tests. It's not like you don't have to have like if you've got the certificates to say that you've had the vaccines, you just show that and in you go, and happy days, here we come. But if you haven't had it, they'll let you in, but you have to have, don't quote me now because I can't remember off the top of my head. I could find that, but you have to have tests. So you've either got to take a test before, or you've either got to take the test before you get on the aircraft and show 72 hours, something like that. But most of the people I know have had the injections. There's some people don't have them because, you know, they've got theories that they're collecting DNA, they're tracking us, you know, they're putting microchips into us. I've heard all sorts, but I've had them. I haven't got a problem with it. Right, Easy Company. What whiskey are you drinking? It's not bad. It's not, you know, I like Black Label. If Black Label's on offer in Tesco's, it's normally about £30 for a bottle of Black Label 70 CL. Sometimes they do it for £20. I'll buy that then because I like Black Label, but I don't mix it with anything. I don't buy the cheapest of the cheap. This is from the Co-op. It's a 3-year-old whiskey. It's not, you can get the cheapest of the cheap, but this I tend to buy like Tesco. What's it called? Oak. You know, 3 years in oak, and it's not bad. It's not the real cheap stuff, but you know, if any single malt fine whiskies, David, I'm smiling. You know why, don't you? You know, I do think at my age now, I don't always need to go for the cheapest of the cheap. I do like a drop of Black Label, to be honest with you. Right, Damien. Right, that's generous of you, Damien. Right, just a little towards the Thailand pot. Thanks for your efforts and hard work and being a friend over the last 2 years. Yeah, and same to you, Damien. Damien actually gave me a little tip. We talk on the phone sometimes, and he said to me a long time ago, he said, look, why don't you open a bank? We talk about money and it always seems to go through your fingers and everything. And Damien said to me, why don't you open a bank account, totally separate, call it your Thailand pot and squirrel away everything you can. And I've done that, and I'm not going to give you my personal details about how much has got in there, but I've been doing that for about a year now, and I'm shocked at how much is actually in there because I put the odd 500 from here and the odd couple of hundred from there, and I get a few super chats here that I can put in there, and yeah, it's actually growing. You know, I'm quite pleased with that. So thanks, Damien. Somebody else being generous here as well. PA Comanche, thanks, Peter. There is one YouTuber who copies another. I have no respect for him because he cannot come up with his original ideas. Admire doing your own ideas. Who is that then? You can name him. That's fine. I won't say it, but I'll put it up there. So you're saying there is a YouTuber who copies another. So do you mean he just copies other YouTubers because he can't think what to do for himself? I've had people copy me. I had a guy, he didn't get anywhere, and I'm not going to name him. And in case, I don't think he'll watch this, but he might. Who knows? Hang on. Do you remember my Nat and Dave videos were very, very popular? Simon made them for me. So this guy went off and he had them made, but they were crap. They're absolutely crap, right? I watched it and I was laughing. And then, you know, my stories are very, very popular, aren't they? This guy, he went off and did a story and it didn't work for the guy. He did it a year ago and I came across it and I thought, and I can't really give you the details without giving it away, but he basically, he's copied literally everything I've done and it hasn't worked for him because, you know, if you just see a successful YouTube, I'm not saying I'm the biggest YouTube channel out there. I'm not huge. Of course I'm not. But if what I do is from my own ideas. So I think, well, okay, I'll read the stories. People like the stories or I'll do whatever. It's from my brain. I'm not copying somebody else. So, you know, I'm putting my input into it. I'm doing it to the best of my ability. But when you get guys who look at a channel and say, oh, this guy's not doing bad, I'll do that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because you haven't got the same, you know, it's like guys who do live streams and they copy other live streamers and they try to do the same things. It never works. And this guy who copied my Nat and Dave, he copied the love stories. It flopped, absolutely flopped. But I'd like to know, PA Comanche, I'd like to know who that is. I mean, I won't read it out, but I just out of interest because I might know the guy. We can name him, no problem. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Dutch Farang, I haven't read any of yours out for a while. The mongoose standing between the sea and the mountain, raising their heads towards the sky. Can you see a sign written Patia? That's very cryptic, very cryptic. Okay. Will Smith, yeah, 90% of blokes, but you don't have to shag them. I'm lost now. Oh, my screen's gone. It's come back. My screen just went black and it came back again. Right. Okay. Martin Ryder, I don't want to see some geezer's knob in a Ford Escort. What's that about? What is that about? Some geezer's knob in a Ford Escort? Yeah, me neither. Right, look, put the left hand down, the right hand comes up. Right. Clive Allen. Hi, Peter. Looking forward to retire to the Philippines and we'll have a few holidays in Thailand. Enjoying watching you tonight. Thanks, Clive. I didn't really take to the Philippines. A lot of guys like the Philippines. It wasn't really, I can't put my finger on it, but it just didn't tick all my boxes. The one thing I really liked about the Philippines was everybody speaks good English. Everybody, even bar girls. That's great. But I don't know, the traffic, when I went there many years ago, the traffic was absolutely horrendous. I didn't feel totally safe when I was out. You know, in those days, it's gone now. The mayor closed it down. But there was an area called Makati. And Makati used to be the equivalent to Soy Cowboy, for instance. And they had a new mayor and he shut it all down. And we'd go in there and they'd pull the shutters down behind us and the police would come and it was like, shh, the cops were outside. But I wasn't scared or I didn't feel intimidated or I didn't think something would happen to me. But I didn't feel like I feel in Thailand. I can walk through Bangkok at 3 o'clock in the morning and I feel totally 100% safe. I've never had an issue, okay? But in the Philippines, I didn't feel like that. And it was the same in Cambodia. When I went to Cambodia, and again, this is many years ago, nothing happened to me. I didn't get threatened, but at the time there were a lot of motorbike thieves. So what they were doing, they were coming up to foreigners and snatching handbags or snatching phones and wallets, you know, sort of thing. And I never felt, although I didn't feel intimidated or scared, I never felt totally 100% safe in Cambodia, the Philippines. And that's what I like about Thailand. Yes, they'll try and scam you. And yes, in their own society, in the back streets, they'll have gangsters, drug addicts, all sorts. But for foreigners, we don't really face those kind of issues. You know, you'll get the gem scam, you'll get people pad your bill, all that sort of thing. But, you know, I've not really known of somebody to get hit on the head with a brick and their wallet taken off them. You get lady boys all stuff their hands in your pocket and you'll get people put extra bills in your pot and you'll get tuk-tuk drivers rip you off. But physically dragging you into an alleyway at gunpoint and robbing you, it just doesn't happen. Or it hasn't, you know, safe, pretty safe. Right. Gary B71. Hi, Peter. Only just noticed that you were back live. I'm enjoying a few Rian backers from Oldie. Yeah, is that the one with the red stripe? There's some private conversations going on. I read the comment. I think, what the hell is this? Obviously talking to someone else. Right, Mac again. Mark P. Some retirees in Thailand may have to move to the Philippines for 6 months a year in order to maintain the state pension increases. Yeah, that's a good point actually. But I wouldn't want to do that. But it's a good loophole. I see where you're going with that one. Right, Amir, is it? Can one get Mountain Dew soda in Thailand? I don't know about, you can pretty much get everything in Thailand now, but if not, you'll probably get the equivalent brand. But what's wrong with normal soda like Singer soda from 7-Eleven? It's like, I think it's 8 baht for a bottle. What's wrong with it? D-Rock again, 79, 77. Judge, I thought you were going on about the drowned god there. All right, you're talking to someone else. Right, let me get to some later comments. Mark again. I am married to a Filipino, wonderful, loving people, plus great English speaking. I did say that. And years ago, in between my hotel jobs, I actually worked for a cruise liner that went out of Singapore. And we had like, I think there were 2,000 Filipinos on there. And I think 1,800 of them were girls. And I was a single young man at the time. So, yeah, some experience of the Filipino culture. Right, J 2022. Everyone ill or dying around me since them jabs? No, I don't know. I don't think so. Right, Clive Allen. In the Philippines, you can have your state pension with increasing every year. Yeah, somebody else just said that. Clive. I recommend Lao Khao. Is it? When in Thailand, it gets a bad rep, Peter. Yeah, okay. Richard Harris, they're talking about dogging. I've not seen anything about that. Let's have a bit of a change here. Let's do... I like this one. I think this girl here, this one is very cute. Right, just change the scenery anyway. Okay, happy as Larry. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. Damien again. Peter, do you know what Memphis is? Do I know what Memphis is? Yeah, it's Memphis is in America, isn't it? It's Memphis City. Memphis Belle, B-17 Flying Fortress, or a few songs with Memphis in it. Okay, you've got a smiley face there, so there's obviously a cryptic joke that I haven't got. All right. And PA Comanche, I'm still waiting to see who that YouTuber is that you were talking about, if you want to mention him. Johnny, Peter, where are you staying in Thailand and why? Bangkok, because of the channel. That's the only reason. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would stay in Hua Hin because the air's clean. There's plenty to do there. It's my sort of place. And, cheaper apartments, everything's cheaper. But I can't be stuck down in Hua Hin. I need to be in Bangkok so I can put out the tentacles that were. And I also intend to spend some time in Isan because I don't see too many YouTubers going up to Isan and filming things. And I'm talking about filming the nightlife. I'm not talking about, there are YouTubers up in Isan who they live with Tigers and villages. They run farms and things like that. And there are some interesting YouTube channels, but I don't see too many about the entertainment. And there is entertainment up there, guys. There is entertainment. You do have bars and what I used to like, I think they've still got them. When you go to Isan, they have these, they're kind of like open restaurants. So you've got a straw roof, they're massive, absolutely huge, lots of tables, and you have a stage and you have these girls singing these sad songs. And what you do, if you want to give them a tip, you get these plastic beads and you put them on, and it's called a malai. Probably pronounced it wrong, but it's called a malai. And you put it on and it's worth a certain amount of money. And these girls wear these like long boots and they're singing these sad songs. It's quite entertaining. It's quite nice, actually. Right, Dutch Farang again. The distracting wallpaper with a girl, her mouth filled. Somebody mentioned this last night. The distracting wallpaper with a girl, her mouth filled. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Right. Al Johnson says, how does one get to Pattaya? From where, Al? If you're talking about Bangkok, taxi, blue bus, minibus, so many ways now. Pierre Comanche says, I did everything Pattaya. Oh, I shouldn't have read that out. Okay, I'll put it up there. Okay, I don't know the channel. I'll go and have a look at it. Let me... Oh, hang on. No, I have watched his channel. I thought his channel was pretty good. I mean, I might be confusing it with somebody else. I'll have a look tomorrow. Oh, do you know what? A comment underneath yours. That's weird. Yeah, I must have been thinking of another channel. I don't want to say it because it's not really fair for me to, as a YouTube person, to slate other people. I know you're not slating them. You're just, well, you can if you want to. That's fine. Right. Thanks for getting back to me on that. Right. Nick Franco, Al Johnson, there are taxis at Sabana Airport. Oh, yeah. I mean, you'll never have a problem getting a taxi. Mark again. I felt safe there. Just be aware of your surroundings. Don't get drunk and know the common scams. I take it you're talking about the Philippines. Right. Time for another whiskey. Oh, problem is when I drink, I get into these burping fits. How long have we been going? Blimey, an hour and a half already. I shan't be going for 4 hours tonight, guys. That's for sure. I want to be fit in the brain tomorrow because I've got a lot of technical stuff to do. Okay, right. I quite like these unscheduled streams because with the Friday night streams, I put a lot of work into them. I do the Ladyboy competition. It all takes time to put the pictures together, the hooters and all the little funny videos and stuff. And I do it because I want it to go nice. The attitude I've got with this is, well, I'll jump on it, see how it goes. If people don't like it, I'll do 20 minutes and I'll go. If people stay in and they put comments, sensible comments, everyone's having a good time, then I'll keep it going like I am now. But they're quite good because there's no... I'm always sort of scared to drink too much on the Friday night streams because I don't want to lose it. But here I don't really care. It's very casual and I'm enjoying it. you know, and I quite like doing these streams. Right, let me just get rid of this guy. Right, he wasn't a troll. He was a guy. Oh, here we go. Again, hang on, let me get rid of that. Right, there's a guy who comes on here and he's always advertising sex sites. And hang on, an error occurred. Right, hang on a second. Let me get rid of him. Yeah, he's gone now. Yeah, he doesn't troll. Oh, it's not going. Hang on, put him on timeout. Right, that's worked. Right, he doesn't troll me, but what it is, he's obviously some guy in Russia somewhere. He's got these sex sites, phone sex, whatever it is, and he just goes onto YouTube channels that have got a couple hundred people watching. Well, there's actually nearly 300 here now, and he advertises, you know, big red arrows, come and see hot girls and all this. And I suppose what we talk about here, he thinks, you know, half a dozen guys might run over to him and sign up. PA Comanche again, family dog, yes, but he copied another channel. Okay, I'm gonna have to go through these comments, see what you guys are saying tomorrow. Okay, so Max says, don't know how I'm going to cope with 34 degrees in Bangkok in a week's time. You do acclimatize to it. You know, I used to be the same way, but well, you're going on there on vacation. What used to get me was when you haven't been for a long time and the airport door opens and you hit that wall of heat, and it is a wall of heat, isn't it? It's like opening an oven door. That used to always get me. Martin, at least he's advertising in the right place. Okay. Okay, Clive again. Daz on everything. Patia has just got one of those dodgy northern accents. Okay, you're talking about the other YouTuber now. Guys, let's get a theme going. Tell me about some dodgy YouTubers. There's a guy in Thailand, I think he's called, is he called Power Lines and Bar Fines or something? He gets drunk and he starts fights with people. Somebody was telling me about him. Do you know anybody else? Will Smith. Seems like there is another Will Smith on here. Yeah, okay. Right. V. Peter, have you ever been to the Black Swan in Sukhumvit? Not sure if it's open. Yeah, the Black Swan in Sukhumvit, is that the English pub that's around? I might be wrong here, but I'm just trying to go from memory. Is the Black Swan the English pub that's kind of down towards, is it Thonglaw, that Thonglaw, that sort of area? I might be totally wrong. But if it is that one, yes, I have been there. And it probably is still there. If it's open or not, I don't know. I didn't go there when I was back last time. Happy of Larry says, the fool the full vlog in a dead. Oh no, I can't. I'll leave it there. I can't read. Okay, all right. I mean, that's just an opinion from somebody else. So I don't know him. Have I watched any of his videos? Yeah, no, I don't know. Anybody else? Anybody else? Well, I'll take it. I'm going to be popular with other YouTubers tomorrow, aren't I? Yeah, everything Patia. I've watched some of his videos and I thought he was okay myself. I didn't. He has got a kind of. Yeah, I don't want to say anything. But his video, I thought his videos were quite good. You know, I watched some of his videos in Patia where he was showing you some of the bars have been knocked down and stuff. And I found his personally I found his videos quite interesting. I thought it was quite a good YouTube channel myself, but you know, maybe it's not for everybody. Robert, now I've got one YouTube channel which is quite big, and I absolutely hate it. I hate it because of the guy who presents it. But obviously, I can't tell you who it is. I can tell you who I like, but I can't tell you who I don't like. But this channel, when I hear the guy speaking, I'm like, oh my god, I've got to turn it off. Right, but he's obviously popular. Some people do like him. I'm sure there's people slate me and say, have you seen that guy in Thailand band? He's a twat, a wanker, whatever. Right, Jake McShane. What people are seeing with the girl on the left side of the screen is the arm on the monitor behind her. Yeah, I see the arm. Oh, okay, I got it. It lines up with her mouth in the picture behind you, so it looks like something in her mouth. Yeah, I got it now. Okay, because somebody mentioned this on Friday. I thought there's nothing in the mouth, but yeah, but that might be a good cue for a picture change. And I've only got the usual old ones on here that I've already used. Let's go for this one. All right. I don't know. There was a guy the other night. I put this picture on. He said, "Oh, you're into middle-aged women." Well, firstly, I'm 62, and secondly, are they middle-aged? They don't look middle-aged to me. Right, Jake. Okay, we just read that one. I tell you what, this is going down well. Right, Alex, this is quite interesting subject we're going on now about YouTubers. There was a Pattaya vlogger who got beaten up by a motorbike taxi because he was filming a Thai girl crying. Well, I'm not going to say he deserved it, but what a prat. You know, a girl's distressed crying and you go and film her. What an absolute idiot. I'm not saying he deserves to be beat up, but for God's sake, you know, she's distressed. Oh, let me film it. What an utter idiot. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair play to the taxi driver. Come on, let's have some more, guys. Any of these YouTubers that you're not into? I'd like to know, because I don't get to. My problem is because I'm always making videos and preparing streams and doing thumbnails. I don't get to watch many YouTubers. The YouTubers I watch are regulars. You know, I watch a bit of Trevor. I watch some of Eddie's. I watch a bit of Bangkok Pat. You know, there's some regulars. Everything Pat here. I watched a few of his. I thought he was okay. Some I don't like. I can't name them, but it's be interesting to see who you don't like. Right, I can't pronounce that name. The Heat. I can remember being in shorts in a polo, landing in KL and exiting airport, waiting for a friend. As my friend said, it looks like I had a swim. I was outside 5 minutes. Yeah, it takes some getting used to, doesn't it, the Heat? John Paul, thank you again. Right, Peter, any chance we can see YouTube shed video set up? Could inspire some future YouTuber viewer. Yeah, so what it is, guys, you know I work at the bottom of my garden. Of course, you don't see anything, do you? Because let me take your comment off there for a minute so we can see. You know, I'm in a room at the bottom of my garden. I've actually, you know, I had a problem with my internet. I've got a Wi-Fi. I bought this really nice. Can I reach it with my mic? I don't think. Yeah. So, you know, all computers now, they've got built-in Wi-Fi receivers, and my router is quite far away because I'm in a building at the bottom of the garden. So I spent £50 or £30, I can't remember now, I've had it ages, and I bought this, and it is really good. You know, it works most of the time. But unfortunately, it was failing me on the, I haven't got it on now. It was failing me on the live stream. So what was happening, I'd be talking away like this, and the picture would go all fuzzy, and it was horrible, and it actually killed my mood, because I'd be watching on the other monitor what you guys have seen over there, and I'd be thinking, oh crap, the picture's gone again. That's crap, and I'd be thinking about it, and then sometimes it actually dropped out, and I'd be sitting here, and it'd be like that little white wheel going around, and it happened for about 3 weeks in a row. I will get back to what you were saying there, but what I decided to do, I went out and bought 40 feet of Cat6 cable, and I put one end in the back of the modem. I run it across the grass down to the bottom of the garden, through a window and into the back of my computer. And it was so good that what I've actually done now, I've actually run it properly through the house. I've pinned it against the wall outside, along the fence, in, and it comes down here, and it's great. So it's a permanent feature now. But yeah, great idea. I mean, I might do it when I go to Thailand. So what I might do, my last video in here, because I've done 2 years in here, 2.5 years of grim days under the lockdown, you know, what I might do is I might sit here. That'd be a great video, wouldn't it? I'll sit here and say, right, guys, this is the last stream, the last minute of the last stream from this building. Let me show you where it's all happening. Just pick the camera up from there, turn it around, and just show you what's in here, and walk out into the garden. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? But I'm not going to do it until the end, which hopefully won't be too far away. Okay, we did that. Alexander again. There was a Pattaya vlogger who. Okay, I did that. Somebody's still talking. Hey, then confusion. It's William and Kate. Andrew is the one in trouble just now. Yeah, okay. Okay, Mark says, Ride for Kicks is a good... See, I mentioned other YouTube channels. He said, Ride for Kicks is a good Thailand streamer. Nice guy, no sexual content. Well, it doesn't mean you're a bad guy if you have sexual content. It's just you're trying to keep everyone happy, right? I met him in Pattaya. He didn't recognize me at all. I forget his name. Somebody will tell me now. But one video I watched of his that I did like very much. I'm not really interested in watching his motorbike videos where he's going around to restaurants and all the rest of it. It's not my, I'll be honest with you, it's not my kind of YouTube channel. It's not what I like to watch. But the one video he did put out that I really liked was, I don't know if he had issues in America or Canada, wherever he comes from, but he left everything behind like I'm doing. He got to Thailand and he was a beast. I've seen photographs of him when he was a huge man. And he went on a diet. He was walking along the seafront. He was living north of Pattaya somewhere, in some place that doesn't have much. He lost a lot of weight, and it was a very inspiring video. I met the guy. I was surprised he was smoking, actually. Very surprised that he's a smoker. But I did briefly meet him, but I was a bit disappointed he didn't recognize me, but I recognized him. He kind of, I haven't got an ego, but it's nice if, fellow YouTubers, as it were, recognize you. Right, Neil, the Huntsman in the basement of the landmark has just closed. And, oh, you're joking, Neil. I used to go in there for a Guinness. Really? The Huntsman in the bottom? Yeah, I know it so well. So if you know when you come out of Soy 4, turn right, you've got the landmark there. Go in the basement. You've got the English pub, the Huntsman. Always good Guinness in there. And, that is really a shame. You've done me in now, Neil. That's a sad. Right, Mark P. When your first girlfriend is heading for aircon, it's too hot for us Frangs, yeah? I'll tell you another thing you don't see so much in Pattaya even. When I first got down to Pattaya and you used to stay in hotels, most of them had those boxes on the windows, so you got the big air conditioning, aluminium, and you'd be laying in bed and be like, brrr, and the whole room's shaking, these old-fashioned air. Now they're the little white ones, you don't hear anything, but that's little things like that you don't remember, but that's what all the hotels had, those big, noisy air conditioners that look like TVs, aluminium TVs. Right, Nick Franco says that was Chuck. Wow, he's since disappeared. Yeah, no, Chuck is the guy. Yeah, I've watched his channel. He's got the Thai wife. He's into cycling and everything. When you say he's disappeared, he's gone back to America. I know who you mean. His wife is called. It's not P, is it? What is his wife's name? I can't remember, but he's so far away from sort of the girly bar scene. He's into cycling, and he actually met his Thai wife in America. She was a waitress in a restaurant, and he met her in America. I know who you mean. I can't remember the name of his channel. Right, where are we? Just catch up on these. Paul Hoskins says, I watch about a dozen Thai YouTubers. Yeah, there's a lot of Thai YouTubers. I don't know that channel. I won't name them because then nobody can accuse me of saying anything like I'm promoting anything. I'll just you tell me who they are. I'll put the comment up, but I don't know him. I don't know him. Yeah, Peekaboo says everything Pattaya is a good channel. Yeah, I agree. It's a good channel. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of his videos. What, he's gone weird. In what way? He's he's been in Thailand for about 18 years. He's got a nice Thai girlfriend. He's gone up. He lives in some rural area. But I used to watch a lot of his videos because he's a real down-to-earth guy, and he would give a lot of tips about retiring. He did videos on health insurance and stuff like that. But of course, that was before I had my YouTube channel, and now I don't watch him, not because I've gone off him. I just don't have time. But maybe I'll look at one of his later ones just to see what you're saying there. Alex, again. Right, there is also Nick the Explorer, notorious. I said I wouldn't mention anyone. I'll just read it. Yeah, well, I did a couple of videos like that in the early days, filming in Pattaya down the beach road with captions, "Willie or won't he?" And it was actually Ed Sweeney who made a stream one night, and he said, it's not really right when you film these girls like that, where they don't know you're filming them because they've all got families. Everybody's got internet now. They're probably told their families that they're working as a waitress or a cashier, and here you are, YouTuber, you're putting these girls up in a public forum working on the beach road, and I haven't done it since. Shane O'Traveller again. Only Uzi that does vids is Keys. Only Aussie that does vids is. Yeah, I know that guy. He's come up really quickly the last year or so. He does all the camera angles and everything, doesn't he? Right, a nomad overseas. Did any of you seen the Philippines-based YouTuber get attacked by another while he was doing live stream? Absolutely crazy stuff. He broke into his property and just started punching him. No, really? He must have really upset somebody. I don't know if you've noticed, guys, but on the stream, I try not to upset too many people. I'm not goody two shoes, but I try not to be offensive. I try not to be. I try not to hurt anybody's feelings, actually, because I'm scared this will happen to me, but it for me, if he's got somebody so angry that he's gone round to his apartment, broken and punched him, he's wound him up. He really has wound him up. Colin Webster. Hang on, I'll get the right one in a minute. Right. Fascinating. A really good, great channel. Work sending me to office in Asok. 3 weeks in July in Sukhumvit. All tips for night. Weekend must do are welcome. Entertaining, eating anything. Colin, if you're talking about my channel, thank you very much. I do like compliments. You might be talking about somebody else, but I'll just assume it's my channel. Right. General Jen Barnacle, is it? Unnarrated walking videos are the most worthless out there. There used to be a guy who's put about 900 videos up. I haven't seen him for a while. He was called something like Bangkok 912 or Bangkok 917, something like that. Real high quality videos, and he used to set his camera up on a bar and he'd stealthily film. It was like a virtual night out. I used to like his videos. I think YouTube might have demonetized him. Stephen Day, Chocolate Man in Thailand is awesome. YouTuber in Pattaya, always positive and promoting Thailand. Good vibes and funny. Let me just say, I'm not going to say anything about him. Right. Martin Ryder, sadly missed Chuck. Is it Chuck Wild? Missed Chuck Wild's channel in the Phillies. All right. Jamie296 says, I have hardwired every PC in my house and the router, etc., including the one in the shed. Now on a mobile phone. I did a stream on my mobile phone for a while because I always get a pretty good signal on the mobile phone. I thought, well, I'll just do them on the mobile phone. But after a while, I had the same problem. But you can see now, the reason I'm using some software called StreamYards. Most of the YouTubers based in Thailand, they use StreamYards. And what that allows you to do is put up comments like this. But what it is, it's about $100 a year to buy it. You can put your own logo in, like I've got my Thailand band pictures and all the rest of it, but they only give you the quality of 720. If you want 1080 at real high definition, it's about $400 a year. And I don't think I really need it. I'd like to have it, but you can see now it's quite clear, isn't it? I'm not going to pay an extra $300 for something I don't really need. Right. Peter, seeing you asked, I'm not a fan of the young Bangkok vloggers like I won't name them. Okay, I'm not a fan of the young Bangkok vloggers, just carbon vloggers with nothing to say. Well, I won't say anything negative about those guys specifically, but the thing is, I'm of the same mind, not because they do something wrong, but they just don't interest me. It's because I'm 62. I would much rather prefer to watch Ed Sweeney or Trevor or Bangkok Pat, because they're in my kind of world, as it were. You know, when you're talking about a 30-year-old guy, he's like on the ground with a camera up here and like, hey guys, I'm going to go in here and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not me, right? But nothing against them. That's just my personal choice. Alex, again, that's a long comment. Right, they were filming girls in Terminal 21. The guy was an obvious con man alongside his mate who filmed a Vietnamese lady getting beaten by her boyfriend after he flirted her in a shop stall. What's wrong with these people? You know, I mean, haven't they got a brain? You know, I don't know if it's him, but there's one guy who used to get really drunk and he used to actually say to people, I've seen a video once where he was sitting there absolutely drunk, slurring. He said, guys, I'm in Pattaya, I don't have much money. Please super chat me. I can't eat tomorrow. And his Thai girlfriend was there and she said something. And he actually picked up his laptop while he was doing a live stream and threw it against the wall. And that was it. It was like, yeah, strange. Okay, they're all coming out now. Peter, talking about YouTubers. Right, I can name him then. Kevin Burt is an old school Pattaya YouTuber. I used to like, again, age thing. I used to like Kevin, is it Kevin Thailand? He used to start the Cockney, you know, he's dead now, God bless him. But he used to, hello people. He was quite interesting. Right, Peter Bailey says, my go-to channels, Pete, Trev, Daz, Ed, Keys, and Brian. That Keys, I hope I pronounced it properly. He is getting very, very popular, but again, because he's young, it's not really my sort of thing. No, fair play to the guy, nothing against him. It just doesn't rock my boat, as they say. Alex, hope you see those texts, laugh out loud, too long for the 200k character limitation. All right. Shane says, great lineup. I presume you're talking about the ladies behind me there, yeah? Let us have a look at that. You wouldn't say no, would you? Okay, thank you. Carlito says, Lucas is his name. Yeah, I remember now. God, I'm going red. Right, where are we? Oh, Christ, that got the back of my throat. Right, right. I am Joy. Right, do you know what? I am Joy. I'll read your comment, then I'll tell you something. Morning, oh, what a surprise. Monday morning, Philippines, and my favorite channel. Right. On Friday, you can go back and look at it if you don't believe me, right? On Friday, I said, has anybody heard from I Am Joy? He's not in the stream. He sent a picture in vaping in the hospital because he had some heart problem. And I actually went on to say, I said, I hope the guy's okay. And I said, if you're out there, come into the stream, say hi, because there were a few people who mentioned you and were kind of hoping all the best for you. And you're in here tonight, so we know you're okay now. So all the best to you, mate. And thanks for joining the stream. But we did think of you on Friday, okay? You're not forgotten. Right. Do you know what? Let me just put you up again. When this guy, I hope you don't mind me saying this, when I Am Joy came to my stream the first time, we nearly fell out because he came out with some comments and I was he kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit and I went back at him, but it didn't go that far. We got to the point where we kind of agreed to disagree. And since then, we've kind of become his friends, too much of a stronger word. He's still here, so I guess he thinks I'm kind of not an arsehole after all. But I'm glad your health is there, mate. I hope you live a lot of years, carry on, as it were. Right. D-Rock, seems like a bunch of patty vloggers, YouTube, go a bit crazy after a while. Ed, Peter and Trev and some others have been stable for a long time. Well, I've got no choice, have I? I can't really go crazy because I'm here in the UK. And I'm surviving off these stories. Guys, if you've got a story, send it in because I'm running low at the moment. I'm sure, you know, I'm getting a lot of compliments on here, but I'm sure there's a lot of guys on different channels who have these same sort of subjects who'll say something like, have you ever watched Thailand Bound? He tells suicidal stories. Watch him for half an hour and you want to jump off a balcony, you know, but you know, you need all these different channels to, if everybody was the same, you might as well just watch one channel. There's no need to have lots of channels. There was a comment earlier. Somebody said, Peter, did you get into this for the money? And no, I really didn't, because I did it because it was my hobby. I don't really like sports. And when I started this, I was in Hua Hin. I think I had 27 subscribers, got a few more than that at the moment. But I did it because I had a passion for it. I really enjoy it. I really do, guys. That's hard to believe, but I really enjoy it. And the money came later. It wasn't about, like, I've heard people say, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and make a living from it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, then. Okay, good luck with that. But it doesn't work like that. You've got to really want to do it. Right. Peekaboo. Peter, you either don't like CB Media or the retired working. Well, I'm not going to say who I don't like, but what I will say is I do think CB Media puts out a lot of good videos. And if you ever watch any of these videos where people teach you how to YouTube, they'll say, know your audience. You should know what your audience want. Hence why I make a lot of manga videos. Just joking, by the way, guys. They say, know your audience. And CB Media, he's what you call a petrol head, okay? He goes to drag meetings. He goes to race meetings, the race girls and all that. And he has that audience. So he's doing the right thing. He's catering to his audience. Okay, I'm not going to say there is, you know, a big YouTube channel that I hate because I can't stand listening to the guy. I'm not going to say who it is because his channel, there's nothing wrong with his channel. He's got a lot more followers than I've got, but it's just something about his voice that like puts me out. You know, it's like, oh God, I've got to get away from this. Right, Clive again. What freaks people out with Daz Everything Patty? He slows the video when pretty women go by. I don't have a problem with that. All right. Right. Alexander Dupont. There is an amazing Thai YouTuber doing interviews of expats, but it's full French, many subscribers, real quality, and his success is surprising. But it's for French speakers only. Yeah, I mean, I've come across channels where they've only been going for a year, and I've looked at it, and they've got double the subscribers to me, and I've been going for nearly 3 years, and I look at him, he's got double me, and I think, oh shit! And for 2 seconds, my initial reaction is like, oh, I'm jealous, it's not fair, sort of thing. But then I look at his videos and I think he deserves them. You know, I'm sitting here telling stories, doing a few live streams. This guy, his editing skills are, you know, he's like the Steven Spielberg of bloody YouTube. You know, you watch his videos, you think that's amazing. So, you know, look, at the end of the day, I'm 62, right? I'm not a techie. Everything I do, I've taught myself. The fact that I've got anybody in here, I've got over 300 in here now, it is amazing. And I never take it for granted. Right. Rob Wolf, new one there. Bangkok, yeah, okay, thank you. Bangkok 112 was the guy. Haven't seen him since COVID. Yeah, he's got a lot of good videos. I think YouTube demonetized him. There was a guy in Pattaya called Cheap Charlie Chronicles, and he used to have a lot of followers, and he made a lot of money, and he was living in Thailand off his YouTube money, and you have to be doing real good to be able to do that. I couldn't live in Thailand off YouTube money. It's beer money for me. It's a bit more than beer money, but it's not livable money. And every time he did a video, he'd be like, oh, let's see what's inside the apartment tonight. And he'd open the door and there'd be two half-naked girls laying on the sofa like, oh, you're back. And I think YouTube kind of had enough of him and just said, look, you know, no. And he ended up going back to the States. He did another YouTube channel from the States. And it just flopped, you know. Just because if you're in Thailand and you're a Thai YouTube vlogger and you're successful, that doesn't mean you've got a passport to be successful every time you make a YouTube channel. You're successful because people like what you do in Thailand. Other YouTube channels might be successful for other things, but it doesn't mean, like me, for instance, if I lost this channel tomorrow, I made another channel, there's no guarantees. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, Bangkok, Peekaboo says, Bangkok 112 was the first videos I watched before going to Thailand. His videos were great. They were really good. What I used to do before I had my YouTube channel, I had what I considered a virtual night out. So I'd play music quite loud because I've got a detached house, especially when my wife used to go to Korea for 6 weeks with the kids when they were younger. So I'd put on his videos without the sound, and I'd have good music going in the background quite loud. I'd be on the beer and the whiskey, and I'd be in Soi 4 looking at the Nana Hotel, watching the freelancers, watching the pretty girls. It was great. It was a virtual night out. Okay, Poorly Buffalo 555, Bangkok 112 went on to other platforms after YouTube demonetized him. But what YouTube is, what platform is as good as YouTube? Yeah, that's. I'm a great fan of Pattaya Pariah. He hasn't put any videos up for over a year. He's like the king of the mongers. He's got some great videos, but he hasn't been able to get back. He came on here once, but he disguised himself. He had a bit of software that made his face massive. But I got him. I said, "Oh, Pattaya Pariah, how are you?" And he said to me, he asked me a question. I didn't understand the word, and he hasn't been back since. He must have been thinking thick git. Right, Paul Hoskin again. What about Thailand Red? Yeah, good channel, good channel. He was similar to the other one we just mentioned. All right. Look, that comment there, a lot of people might think that because there's older people on this channel. You know, he obviously appeals to another audience, doesn't he? You know, if you showed my videos to a 30+ something, they'd probably think, who is this old guy talking about girls? Right. Gary B71. Like you, I really admire Bangkok's vlogs. He comes across as having a dry sense of humor, which I also like. Yeah, Pat's actually a nice guy. I met him. He had a Thai mother. She passed away, unfortunately. Pat grew up in London, not far. I stem from a North London. I was born. I grew well, not grew up. I was born in Haringey, North London. It's not the prettiest neighbourhood in London, but that's where I'm from. And I believe Bangkok, Pat, was within shouting distance of Wembley. So we're kind of in the same neck of the woods. And I met Pat, obviously. We did videos together. We met in Terminal 1. We went to the basement and had a Moss burger, MOS. It's a Japanese company. And I met him for the first time. And yeah, he's a nice guy. I can see why he gets on well in Thailand because he's half Thai. He looks kind of, I don't know if Thais would look at him and say he's a Farang, or, you know, when I looked at him, I can see the Thai in him, and I believe his Thai is quite good. So I'm going off subject here, but I like Pat. He's a nice guy, and his videos I would rate him as one of the best YouTubers out there today because his videos are absolutely, in my book, they're top notch, absolutely great. I don't think Pat will watch this, so I'm not doing this to kind of stroke him up, as it were. But he's a very good YouTuber, very good. Right. Paulie Buffalo. Yeah, just before I go into this, I think when you talk about other people, other YouTubers, it's okay to say, oh, I don't like that guy and that guy's rubbish and that guy's gone weird. But you have to give credit where credit's due. And someone like Pat, he deserves it in my book. Right. Okay. Paulie Buffalo 555. I think done the matter. Great. Okay. Yeah. Good. Mark P says, Carl's Thailand and JB Wanderers explore far beyond the bar scene. Great content. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I wasn't born to be a monger. I didn't make this channel and make these kind of videos that I put out there because that's what I chose. I fell into it because of my predicament of not being able to go to Thailand. If we'd never had this whole COVID thing, perhaps I would have been filming sunsets and fried rice in my favorite restaurant, and I'd have never had a thumbnail with a pretty girl on it. It's just circumstantial, isn't it? So, you know, these guys are there, they're able to do it. Right, Peekaboo again. I called him out recently about his old footage he posted about traveling to the Philippines. All right. Oh, not this guy again. Hang on, let me just block this guy. Yeah, it's worked that time. Right, Nick, I haven't got Franco in the background. He's having his beauty sleep. He's working early tomorrow, so 2 hours. Going to knock on the head soon, guys. Nick, there is the original Thailand e-beggar, Steph the Broke Belgium beggar. I don't know him. Do you know, somebody was telling me, or did I watch it? I can't remember, but somebody was saying there was a guy doing a live stream like I am now, having a beer and having a whatever. And he actually said, well, I've had enough now. I'm going to sign off now. But if you give me a super chat, a super sticker, I'll keep going. If you don't, it's not worth me doing it. And I thought, how bad is that? You know, to kind of say to people, I'm going unless you give me a super sticker. I mean, what is wrong with these people? Paul, you've been watching too much Monty Pythons. Right, dude love. Paddy Doyle has done some excellent videos helping to promote all of Thailand. Yeah, when I had my channel with Simon and I, my friend, we did a channel. It didn't really take off. We wrote to a lot of different YouTubers and we said, would you like to be a guest? Some of them didn't even write back to us. We wrote to that guy, Brett Dev, is it? The guy with a beard up in Chama. He didn't even reply to us, right? But this guy, Paddy Doyle, we wrote to him and he said, well, you know, thanks for the offer, but I don't really appear on other YouTubers' channels. So fair play that he wrote back to us. But then 6 months later, I've seen him being interviewed by Nick Dean. So, you know. Right. Pulley Buffalo again. Okay. Right. So they're nearly 40. Well, I don't know. I'm not very good with age. I'm 60 odd. So they look young to me, even at 40. Stephen Forex. I used to watch that Thailand Rob guy ages back. Didn't know other channels at the time. Not for long, luckily. Thailand Rob, which one is that? That's familiar. Clive says, yeah, Bangkok Pat is great. I like history. He does tours as well. If you ever want to have a little tour of Bangkok and get all the lowdown, Pat does. I'm not a backhander from Pat. I really rate him. Okay, that Cornish dude says 20 seconds in Thailand is a good channel. Is that a guy called Rob who does that? LG, an American in Bangkok was my favorite 8 years ago. His Got a Letter was hilarious. I'm surprised he doesn't have much subscribers. 15,000. That's a lot of subscribers. 15,000. What's your take on it? I don't know. I tell you one I used to like. If you know him, you probably think, why did I like him? He was just such a character. He was a guy he called himself, his name on YouTube was, oh God, I just had it there. It's gone now. I think it was Charlie Luxury. And he used to put out these videos where he was, you know, drinking champagne and looking at Rolex watches and looking around expensive cars. But he got so much shit off people that it came to me there for a second. It went, no, it wasn't. It was Archie. Was his name Archie? I can't remember. It's gone. Right. Okay, Shane, thank you. Good night. Thanks for being here. I'm going to be off myself soon because I need to go to the toilet anyway. I don't want to put a card on and say I'll be back in a minute and then go 5 minutes later. I'll keep it going for 5 more minutes. It's been great tonight, guys. It's been good having you in. I'm not working tomorrow, but I've been going for 2 hours. The drink's going well. Lots of comments. Lots of guys in. Brilliant, brilliant. Here's a new one. Peter Cohen, is it? Third correction. Based on the photo, I am Joy is a woman. Check it out. No, I will correct you. He isn't a woman. His picture is of a woman, but he is a guy 100% because he sent me a photograph of his garden with me on his mobile because he was watching a video. And last week or 2 weeks ago, he sent a picture where he was in hospital vaping in his attire. So yeah, I've looked at his picture, but he is not female. All right. Right, and no one overseas again. I think a lot of the patio vloggers seem to go through phases: best breakfast, best fish and chips, best Sunday dinner, quizzes, bar girls, play puts. We've all done it. I've gone through them phases. I used to do, if you look at some of my earlier videos, it was like 20 things I love about Thailand, 20 things I don't like about Thailand, 20 things you shouldn't do in a go-go bar. And then I did quizzes because you're trying to, well, for me, it's different because I'm in the UK, aren't you? But you're trying to entertain people. You're trying to keep your YouTube channel going. We get some money from it, you know, like you guys have been super chatting me tonight. We get some money from the adverts. Like I keep saying to you, it's not, if I was in it for the money, it wouldn't be worth doing it. I'd be on probably £1 and I'd be getting less than a McDonald's 16-year-old. But it's good fun. I enjoy it. And the little bit of money that comes in is like it's a thank you. And I appreciate it. Right, Scotty, Thai bar is going to the toilet with Western rates. Surely they'll rise for years, most likely. Well, at the moment, the pound is about 42, 43. When I was there in the 97, I think it was 79 baht to the pound. That was great. £100 at the change booth, you got just under 8,000 baht. You know, I mean, when I was there with my wife 3 years ago, we were getting 36 baht to the pound, so £100. 3,600 baht. That hurt. That really hurt. I think if it's 4,000 plus, that's okay. I can deal with that. But under 4,000, it's tough. Boohoo says, how was dinner? It was excellent. I had chicken and bamboo shoots. You know, my wife's Asian, right? So she cooks some Asian food. Chicken and bamboo shoots with some water chestnuts and everything. Bit of Maggi sauce on top, some chilies on the side. Excellent. Right. Let's have a look. Okay. Pete Bailey, 300 in, 64 likes. Come on, lads, smash like. Come on, give us a like, for God's sake. Don't be so miserable. Right, Paul Hoskin again. Which Thai-based YouTuber has the most subscribers in relation to bar girls? Which Thai YouTuber has the most subscribers in relation to Thai? Not sure I really understand that, Paul. If the question was which Thai-based YouTubers has the most subscribers, that's an answerable question, but I don't understand the bit about in relation to bar girls. Do you mean which manga channel has the most subscribers? Is that what you mean? I don't know. It's certainly not me. Okay. Okay, I haven't seen you in before. Yesterday's news, today BS. I agree. I hear a lot about spliff and BJ bars from Brian Flower. I don't know what you're replying to there. I like Brian. I met him very briefly, but he's actually a member on my channel. I think he's quite a clever guy, Brian. Right, Taxi Dial. Yes, Bangkok Pat is brilliant. Down to earth bloke, deserves success. When I first met Bangkok Pat on YouTube, he had 1,600 subscribers, and I plugged the hell out of him. Right, talking about, I've still got just under 300. Talking about plugging the hell out of something. I've got to do this one more time, guys. Look there. Oh, hang on. Let me get that comment off. Right. Right, there we go. That is a book, 30 stories. I hope somebody will buy it. I'm working on the second book now. It's the stories. You hear the stories. If you're into the stories, that's what it is. Okay, right. Right, Antonio, I know you're a big fan. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Freezing morning in West Australia. I'll take it that's West Australia. I can't wait to go to Thailand. Have a good night, day, everyone. Peter, what a marathon of streaming today. It's been a long weekend, hasn't it? We did the Friday night stream. We did the stream with Steady Eddie this afternoon. I've come on here this afternoon just for fun because I enjoy it. Right, PA Comanche, and thanks for the super chat, by the way. Peter, how can I email you? Very, very easily, Mr. PA Comanche. Hang on, let me get my. There you go. You can send that. I write back to everybody. If somebody writes to me, even if somebody says, Peter, you're a fat wanker, I will write back to them just to say I'm not a wanker, at least. Fat, I can't deny that. Right, okay. Poorly Buffalo 555. PA Comanche, if that was too fast for you, you'll have to go back and rewind it and pause it, then you'll have it, right? Most of the Thailand channels that had footage inside clubs, bars, and go-go got suspended or demonetized. This is a problem. If you're a channel, that likes to film around bars and go-go bars and all the rest of it, you will have problems simply because of the copyright issues. You know, any videos that I've done around bars or streets where you can hear music, I've cut the sound completely off, put YouTube music over it, and talked over the top of it. David Walters, is it? Dead Farang is still. Yeah, he was good, wasn't he? Dead Farang's still around. Just hasn't traveled 2 years. He will be back soon. He did. I liked his style. Look, I tell you what, guys. I was going to clock off now. I've got to go. The daisies need some water. Let me put this on. I'll be back. I'll probably do another a while. I've got to go to the toilet. I was gonna say that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. Good night, and go to the toilet. But I need to go. I'll come back and do a bit more. But I'll put this on. Hang on. Before I put that on, let's get rid of that. Right. Oh. Can't get rid of these. Hang on. Right, that one's gone right. There we are. Success. Right, let me just go to the toilet, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, and I am back, and totally okay now. All right, we've still got 253 people in the stream, so let's keep it going for a while. And I actually poured a cheeky one there when I got back. Okay, let's see. Right, Dutch Frang, what is this farm mill music? Laugh out loud. I just thought it went well with the, with the picture of the buffalo there. Let's just have a quick change here. I don't have too many pictures to change around, so we'll do this one again. Right. Alex, a few beers on me. Cheers for the stream this weekend. Talking about YouTubers. Interested in your take on everything Patia seems to divide opinion. Well, firstly, Alex, thanks very much for the super chat or the super sticker. I never take it for granted. I don't expect it. And when they come in, I really do appreciate it. And it goes to a really, really good charity. You know which charity it is. It goes to the Thailand Bound Beer Fund. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When you're talking about YouTube channels, it's up to the individual, isn't it? You either love somebody, you hate somebody. Everything Patia, I think he's okay. I've got nothing against his videos. They're interesting. He's got an interesting voice. And I had a girl, I've got quite a number of girls subscribed to the channel. I had a lady write to me and kind of say something about the voice. I don't want to repeat it here because it's not fair on him. But I think he's okay. I think he's okay. Right. Paul Shackleton. Like a racehorse, Peter. Yeah, well, I've been going for 2 hours and I held it for that long and I've had like 3 beers and whiskey. But cheers, guys. When I start slurring, let me know and then I'll say good night. Okay. TG says, need Isan folk music next time. Do you know what? Again, you won't believe this. It's actually copyrighted. I've got some great Isan music and there's one song, I won't sing it. I'm not that far gone. But there's one song. When you go in a go-go bar, they do all the, you have your night in there, and it's always the last song of the night. You know, when you're sitting in the go-go bar and they put that Isan song on, I won't sing it or hum it, but you know the one I mean, I think. And they're going to close, and they put, for the girls on stage, they're all from Isan, and they finish with an Isan song, and all the girls scream, and then they really dance. I've got that track song, but I can't play it because, believe it or not, I actually put it on a video, and YouTube took it off. And I thought, well, it's a tiny Isan song. How do YouTube know about this? But they do, so I can't play it again. And every time I find a new piece of music and I put it up, I'm like waiting for that email from YouTube, copyright issue. And you know, I've got probably 300 videos with one piece of music at the end. You know, where the girl comes on at the end there. And I'm thinking, Jesus, if they ever pulled that one, I'm in the shit because I'd have to go in and kind of edit out 300 videos. That would be the end of the channel. But they're really, really strict. And what it is, you haven't got like 100 guys sitting looking at through these videos. They've got software that's very, very clever. And every song in the world, I guess, has been programmed into their software. And it can pick up beats, notes, whatever. I've had it several times where YouTube have come on and said, this is copyrighted. We're not going to give you a strike because we realize you haven't done it in purpose because you've been going for 2.5 years and you haven't done this before. But all the royalties, any money is going to the creator of the song. That's how it works. Right. I like this talk about other YouTubers. It's quite interesting because I don't normally find these things out. Taxi to Lao says, I'd love to read your email replies to trolls, Peter. I generally say the same sort of thing now. With the trolls, I don't get too many. I mean, I don't think I'm such a bad guy. But I do get trolls. But what I say now, I used to spend a lot of time responding to them, but you can't win because the thing is with trolls, they're trolls by nature or cyberbullies. And whatever they say, you can write them the most intelligent message in the world. And you won't win because they'll come back with something else. So what I say now, I've got a standard answer. If somebody writes me a message, I didn't like that. I mean, if they're genuine, I look at the message. If they're genuine, they say something like, let me give you an example, something I can think of. Okay, something that I used to do in the early days. I did a big long intro, and then I'd tell a story, and people were like, for God's sake, just tell the story. And I thought, I used to write to them and say, you know, clear off if you don't like it, sort of thing. I used to get offended because I was new to this. And I went back and I looked at my older videos and I thought, you know what, you're talking stupidly here, Peter, because you're going on and on and on. So I used to engage with trolls, but it's not worth it. You can't win. So what I say now, I've got a standard answer. If someone writes to me now and say, oh, that video, you made it up, or that story, you made it up, or, oh, I didn't like the ending, you know, or whatever it is, I'll just say, if you're not, this is my standard answer now. I say, if you're not completely satisfied with this video, please write to our refunds department. And what that does, two things. One, it saves my time because it's one line of text. And two, it tells the guy at the other end that I'm taking the piss. I'm not bothered, you know. So yeah, but I used to read out I used to get a lot of trolls in the early days. I used to read them out. I used to say on the stream, say, right, guys, here's 10 messages. If you'd like me to do that again, tell me and I'll do it. Because now and again in the week, I'll get probably 5 troll messages. We could do it once a month. I can copy and paste them, save them, and we can have not a video, but we can do a 15-minute session. Here are the cyber bullies this month, you know. But the problem with that is then you get people who want attention, who pretend to be cyber bullies, so you can't win. Matthew says, keep it going, Peter. How long have we been going? 2 hours, 19 minutes. I go by the numbers, Matthew. When quite a few have dropped off now. I had over 300. There's 240 now. I don't want to be feeding the monkey like some. I don't want to get drunk and slur and all the rest of it. And people just watch me because I'm like the village idiot. If people are genuinely, they've got nothing to do or they don't want to watch TV and they're enjoying the stream, then yeah, I'll keep it going because I enjoy it as well. But once I get to a certain point where I'm like, oh, then no, that's it. Right, LG. Some good videos out there recently in Therme Coffee Shop. Therme, do you know Therme Coffee Shop? That used to be a great place. The problem is now that the girls in Therme, they go for the Koreans and the Japanese, and it's quite understandable because your average European who goes out to Thailand, right? If you don't know what Therme is, I'm sure everybody knows, but around Soy 11, there's a hotel, the Ratcha something or other. There's a hotel, but in the basement there's a place called Therme Cafe, and it's the furthest you could get from a cafe. It's just a room. They used to have a jukebox in there, 500 customers, and you had to put coins in to listen to music. But it's full of freelancers and full of guys. And in the old days, you had mostly sort of German, English, American, Canadian, that sort of thing. But in the last sort of, I'd say 15 years, 10 years, you get all the Koreans and the Japanese in there, and the girls love them because with the Koreans and the Japanese, they don't ask how much. They just, because in their culture, like Japanese, for instance, in their culture, it's normal. For us Westerners, it's not so normal. A Thai girl told me a long time ago, they call them the three fours. They call these guys the 3 4s. Now let me try and remember, because it was 4,000 baht, 4 inches, and 4 minutes. That's what it was. Yeah. So I talked to this Thai girl. She said, "Oh, we love it when the Japanese and the Korean." If you're Japanese or Korean, sorry, it's not me. I'm just telling you what a Thai girl said. She said, a friend of mine, she said, "We love the Koreans and the Japanese because we call them the four." In Thai, we call them the 4 eyes. Is it eyes? We call them I forgot what it is now. So it's basically 4,000 baht, 4 inches, and 4 minutes. Yeah. All right. So that's what we'll move away from that now. Right. Okay. Somebody's giving me a super chat there. Hang on. Alexander, thank you. A few beers on me. Cheers for the stream this weekend. Talking about YouTubers. Interested on your take on everything Pattaya. See, I've read that out already, haven't I? Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, so everything Pattaya, he's getting a lot of support now. A lot of people are coming in and saying they like his videos. I honestly can't say I've watched something and thought, I don't like that. He came across as okay. But this stream isn't about his channel. We've said it, we've done it. That's it. Right. I'm not going to read out any more comments about everything Pattaya. Yeah, Paul, you want to mix a bit more water in with it, mate. There you go. Right. Clive. He gets about, all right, you're talking about him again. I'm not going to talk about him anymore because it's like, everybody's talking about him now. Everybody said what they've got. Yeah, okay. Thank you. P.A. Kamachi. What were you talking about? Therme Cafe, Koreans and Japanese. The Thai girls, they call them 444 men, right? 4,000 baht, 4 inches, 4 minutes. All right, you work it out for yourself. Why wouldn't you be into that? Okay. RJ Austin. I was surprised when I discovered that Chad Burdett from CD Media. No, I can't put that up there. Right. Okay. Okay, Clive says, I'm back. The missus is back. Yeah, you disappeared for a while. I've noticed, Clive, you're in quite a lot. I don't know why I know your name's Clive. You wrote to me once, didn't you? You're in quite a lot of streams. You like the live streams. And I've noticed there's certain people who are in a lot of streams. Well, that's not such a bad thing. Dutch Frank says 4,000. They are thriving up the market. Yeah, but the Thai girls, they're switched on. If somebody's, they don't ask how much. They just give 4,000. If you're a Thai girl, what would you do? Okay, let's change this again. Let's go back to that one. That is my favorite at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just a laugh there, isn't it? Chinky bad boy, money talks. It really does. And the Thais, you know, they're bargos. They like the money. Okay. Okay, sensible question now. Giles says, is there a preference of time for visiting Thailand? Yeah, there is. Basically, November to February is a high season. Why? Because it's cooler. You've got Christmas and New Year, and that is actually the high season. Paul Hoskins says, 9 inches, 9 minutes, 900 baht. Good one, Paul. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm nodding, but I'm not saying anything. Okay. Did I miss that one? Peter, I think you just found a new career, YouTube. John Paul, yeah, thank you for the super chat. I missed that, actually. Peter, I think you just found a new career, YouTube. I look forward to bumping into you in Bangkok. Maybe you will set up regular month meetups. I don't think I'll set up regular month meetups because it's a commitment, isn't it? I'm going to Thailand to relax now. I've earned it. You know, I've worked all my life. Guys, I've never had a day off sick. I've been sick, but I went to work. I'm old school. You know, I left school when I was 15, straight down the steelworks. The reason I got into five-star hotels is because I took it upon myself to do correspondence courses, go on educational courses, and I bettered myself because I wanted to better myself. But yeah, I mean, you know, I do like to meet people, and when I was there last time, people have got the advantage on me because they know what I look like. I don't know what you guys look like. I don't think I'll do the what you said here, regular monthly meetups. But certainly, if anybody comes up to me and approaches me, I will say hello and have a drink with them. The only guy that sort of annoyed me was I was at a bar in Soi 4. My breakfast was put on the table, and I picked up my knife and fork. And this guy stood there, introduced himself. So I gave him a minute of my time, and then he just kept going on. I'm like, mate, I'm gonna have my breakfast. It's getting cold. I have my knife and fork. I'm looking at my breakfast. I'm talking. I'm looking at my. I'm thinking, let me have my breakfast. You know, that I wasn't too keen on that. Right, 89 pence super sticker. Giles, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right, taxi to Lao. John Paul, when you next back in Thailand? Okay, you're speaking to somebody else. LG, prices in Therme 2,500 to 3,000, and Asians do ask. Farangs are welcomed, but they prefer Asians because easy money. LG, you don't work for Thelma Cafe by any chance, do you? Right. Giles Kerr, thanks, Peter. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Right. Steve, John Paul, cheers, mate. Well, I was going to go for another one there. Right. Stephen Forex, he clicked on wrong one, I guess. Paul Buffalo, I love that picture, by the way. It's a shame it's not a girl, but it is still a great picture. Always make sure the bar girls know up front that you charge by the inch. Oh, well, I'd get it for nothing then in that case. Right. Right. John Paul says, I think Peter missed my last super chat. I did, but I got it in the end, didn't I? Okay. Taxi to Lao. I read this one when you, John Paul, when you next someone else. Right. How long have we been going? Isn't it? Right. I think it's going to be it, guys. 2.5 hours. Yeah. Okay. I think we're nearly there, guys. Let me just see if there's anything I've missed. Richard, this is not 1985. Like when I first went to Pattaya, been back many times. Inflation is all over the world. Retired U.S. Marine. Okay. Taxi to Lao says, I need a t-shirt with Paul Hoskin. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I wonder if you got a t-shirt with I love Paul Hoskin or Paul Hoskin is my man or just Paul Hoskin. How many people in Pattaya would say, I know that guy, I've heard him, I know his jokes. Where is he? I want to strangle him. Only joking, Paul. Stephen, okay, right. Okay, Stephen 4X, thank you, very kind. Day off work tomorrow. I'll drink to that, Peter. Yeah, I'm off for the whole week, so I'm going to come in here. I can't sleep too late because I've got Benji the Beagle. He'll crap himself where he sleeps in the utility room. So I've got to come. Sometimes I wake up and think I want another hour, but I've got to go down, else the dog leaves like a pile of something I don't want to clean up. You know what I mean, right? But Stephen, thank you for that. That's very generous. And you are a very generous man because you do this very often. I do appreciate it. Right. John Paul again. Taxi to I'll be back for the first 2 weeks of September, Bangkok for a few days, and then we'll see where the wind takes me. Will you be there then? Do you know what's really strange? All the people in this chat, you know, sometimes I have close to 500 on a Friday. Excuse me, it's a beer. Last Friday I had 400 plus all the way through until the very, very end, right? In Bangkok I had 900 in the chat that first time. But generally, I mean, I've got 250 now, but it wasn't planned this. But, you know, you guys don't really know each other, do you? You leave all the chats, the names are familiar, you leave messages for each other, but you don't really know each other. How many of you are going to pass each other on Sukhumvit Road? So you're walking to Soi 4, this guy's coming from Soi 4, you pass within 6 inches of each other, and this is Paul Hoskin, and this is Shane O'Traveller, and they don't know each other. Isn't that strange? Isn't that really strange? Right, Clive, love your streams, Peter. You make our day, mate, and hope to meet you one day, buddy. Well, I do know what you look like, Clive, because I can see your picture there. Another handsome man. So, yeah, if I bump into you, I'd definitely have a drink with you. Paul, I'll leave you to it. Paul, I might get you on here as a guest. Are you up for that? What happens is, to get a guest on here, so I've got this all set up here, and I would send you a link to your laptop. You click it and you'd come on here. But what we could do is we would do it before it goes live. So say it's going to go live at 9 p.m. We could do it at 8:45. We'd have a practice first. Let me know. You got my email address, haven't you? If you haven't, hang on here. Right, Paul, there's my email address. Write to me. And if you fancy being a guest and telling some of those stupid bloody jokes, you can. Just write to me. I can set up a mock stream. We can have a practice. We can get everything just right. And then on the day, you come in 15 minutes before it's actually going to go live. And then you can come on. But be warned, you might get a bit of stick from people. But if you're tough skinned like I think you are, it shouldn't matter. Okay. Stephen again. We need a line of manga shirts with our YouTube names on the back like football shirts. I think I might be, I'm going to be anonymous when I get to Pattaya the next time. Right, Jolly Fox, it would be fun to have Paul Hoskins as your guest. It would be, wouldn't it? Paul, try, you know, write to me, for God's sake, write to me and get on here. Nobody's going to judge you. You haven't said you wouldn't, so I'm kind of thinking up front. But everybody knows. Do you know, Paul, there was one, some of your jokes are a bit kind of, you know, but there was one Friday you weren't in here because your mobile phone died. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. And there was plenty of people said, where's Paul Hoskins? He's not in. So you were missed. So you should try. Damien, what are you doing here? I thought you'd gone to bed. Still checking flights for us to bed. I'm flying with Damien. See that guy there with the baldy head, the picture of him? He's a guy called Damien. He's a subscriber like you guys. And I don't know how we connected, but we started sending messages to each other. And one day on a Sunday afternoon, I was bored. And I seen he texted me. I thought, I can't be asked texting him. So I called him. I said, Damien, it's me, Peter, Thailand Ban. He was like, oh, really? Oh. And we had a little conversation. And we've had a lot of conversations since then. And we're going to try and get a flight together to go out to Bangkok in August. Damien hasn't been out there for about 2.5 years. So that'll be a lot of fun. Damien's got a girlfriend in up north. He hasn't seen for over 2 years. So that'll be quite exciting for him. Right, John Paul again. Taxi to Laos, sure, we will see each other on the streams and hope we will align our locations. Could call up to see Dave. Yeah. Peter, tell us about your first ever trip to Thailand. My first ever trip to Thailand, I didn't stay in Thailand. What it was, I was in a hotel in Singapore. Now this was 1990. I'm talking, what's that, 90? So 2000, 1990, 2000, 2010, 32 years ago. Can you believe it, guys? 32 years ago. So my first trip to Thailand, I didn't stay there. What happened was I was in a 5-star hotel in Singapore, and the Filipino band had left, and they needed a new band, and they sent me to the Philippines. But what it was to look for another band, I mean, I didn't just go to the Philippines and walk around the street and say, "Oh, are you a live band?" No, they sent me to the Philippines, and I met some agents, and they did some auditions, and I did find somebody. But what it was, a hotel when they sent me, cheapskates, they sent me was the cheapest ticket you can always imagine. It went to like every country in Southeast Asia before it got back to Singapore. So it was the Philippines to Singapore, but it was the Philippines, and I landed in Bangkok, and I had to do a night in Bangkok. And I know the reputation of Bangkok, and I actually didn't have any fun, because what happened is I landed in Bangkok, and I remember going through immigration, and I had this feeling of like, well, where are all the girls? I've heard about, I mean, I'm in the airport, right? I've heard about Thailand. I've read the stories. I'm like, well, where are they? I'm standing in the line to get my passport stamp. I'm thinking, where are all the girls I've heard about? I mean, how pathetic is that? They put me up in the Asia Hotel near, what's that mall called? Not Mabu Kong. Is it Mabu Kong? No, it's not Mabu Kong. That's MBK Centre, isn't it? The place where you used to buy all the computer equipment. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, they put me up in the Asia Hotel, and I remember I used to smoke in those days. I remember coming out and standing on the steps and smoking, and I was looking out and I was thinking, where do you go? Where's the action? And I didn't have the sense to get in a taxi and say, take me somewhere cool. And that was the first time I ever stepped foot in Thailand. I think that was it must have been 1990, because I was 30. I was born in 1960, and I was 30. But the next time I actually had any interaction was when I can't remember the situation, but I went in 92 again, and I spent quite a while then. And of course, the main time was when I went to Khon Kaen. I went in, when did the Sofitel open? 5-star hotel in Khon Kaen. I think it's a Portman hotel now, was the Sofitel, which I helped open. And I was there in 94. We started building it, or I mean, not putting the bricks on each other. I was there as part of the opening team, and it opened in 1996. So I must have been there in 1994. And after 1996, I was promoted within the group, and they sent me to Indonesia, and I absolutely hated it. Not because there's anything wrong with Indonesia, but I fell in love with Thailand, and I had to get back at all costs. And then I went back and opened a business with Simon, which wasn't overly great. But anyway, I've answered your question. Right. John Paul again. A lot of comments from you tonight, mate. Okay, you're talking to someone else. Let's go to somebody new or somebody who haven't. Right. Mac, I'm going Scoot. Yeah, Scoot. Let me read the whole comment out. I'm going Scoot Plus, mainly as it's direct flight and can get 40 kg. That's a lot. 40 kg. That's two Samsonites. I'm taking 64k as permanent move, but they did reschedule my flight, not leaving 4 days early. Yeah, okay. Scoot is a new airline. They're a subsidiary of Singapore Airlines. They're the budget brand of Singapore Airlines. Now they fly out of Gatwick. They're not for me, because I like to go from Heathrow. Gatwick's just too far for me. I drive to the airport. Ed went on Scoot, and he said, like, you don't get any free. They're cheap, but you don't get anything free. So you have to pay for all your food, and they hike the prices up. So, but 40 kilos, I mean, that is something. If you're moving out there, that is something I'll be looking into. Right, Thai Billy Boy, you're in late, but nice to see you. I remember the Asia Hotel. It had a Ladyboy cabaret show. Yes, it did. You're right. In there, the hotel was big with lots of restaurants and connected direct to the SkyTrain. Well, when I was there was no SkyTrain, so you must have been there much later than me. All right. Poor Hoskins, he's selling them T-shirts already. Look, a range of T-shirts from 444 to 999 would sell like hotcakes. All right. I get the joke there, Paul, by the way. Right, Big Tinge. Hi, Pete. How are you going to fund your retirement in Thailand? What advice do you give to somebody with 15 years to retire? What advice do you give someone with 15 years to retire? I can understand the first part of the question. How am I going to fund my retirement? What advice do you give somebody with 15 years to retire in the past? I don't understand that bit. What advice do you give somebody with 15 years to retire in paradise. Do you mean like in 15 years you will go to Thailand and retire? Okay, so for myself personally, I left school at 15. I've worked hard all of my life. I worked in a steelworks when I was 15. I was 15, 1975. I self-educated. I went into the hotel industry. I earned some decent money. I never squandered it. I saved a lot of money. I invested it. So in answer to your question, how are you going to fund your retirement? Okay, so I've got a number of properties that I own that I rent out. Well, when I say I own them, they've got mortgages on them. Okay, I don't own them outright, but you know, the rent comes in. There's a difference between what I pay on the mortgage and the rent. So that's one stream of revenue. I get some money from YouTube now. That's a second stream of revenue. And thirdly, I was driving vulnerable kids. That was a third stream of revenue, but that will be out the window. So basically, my main stream of revenue living in Thailand is my property that I rent out, and secondly, it's YouTube. If YouTube ever went down the pan, then I would just pack it in, move out of Bangkok, and move down to Hua Hin because it's a lot cheaper. It's my sort of place. Right? Okay. Stephen says, Eva started flights London, Bangkok from July. Okay, that's good. I used to, Stephen, I used to use Eva Air quite a lot. They're cheap and they're not bad. Well, I won't try and pronounce the name there. Scoot Basic is the worst flight I've ever done. I've done a few horrible experience. I'm kind of with you there. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm kind of an old dinosaur. I'm set in my ways. So, do you know what? Before I answer that comment, I've got to do this. Hang on. I'm going to answer that comment, but... Okay, right. Scoot Basic is the worst. Let me just put this off so I can see my microphone and I'll answer it. Oh, this guy's back again. God's sake, hang on. Let me just block this guy again with his sex sites. Okay, he's gone. Right, hang on. Okay, let's get back to where we were. You know where I went, don't you? The daisies need watering. It's all this beer. Right, Scoot Basic is the worst flight I've ever done, and I've done a few. Right, yeah, I mean, you know, budget isn't always brilliant, is it? I'm kind of set in my ways. I do Eva Air and Thai Air. That's it. They leave at 9:30 at night from Heathrow. I'm happy with the service. I wouldn't move to another company to save 100, even £200, because I'm very happy with their service. But I'm not hearing positive feedback about Scoot. For me, they go from Gatwick, too far for me, and to pay for your food on the flight, no, yeah, it's not for me. Right, Paul B, oh no, has pulled the plug out the router. Not me. Oh, that must be you. Right, Paul Shackleton. Haha, Peter, once you break the seal, yeah, okay. Chinky boy, how many buffaloes can a Thai family have? Well, they have one at least. Skabachi, Pete, you need to, at 62 years old, clear those mortgages on your property. It's hardly a property empire. I mean, they're cluster homes, and there's like, my daughter lives in one and pays me like really under the rental value. And yeah, there's not, I mean, when you say to someone, I own property and I'll get rent, they think, oh, you know, he's a really rich guy. I'm not, you know, I mean, I pay a lot of tax actually. But good to see you in the stream. I haven't seen you for a while. Paul, the buffalo don't look like that in Calasan. Do you mean the girl on the buffalo don't look like that, right? Okay, where are we? Okay. Stephen again. Peter, if you run out of chimp commercials, the Castlemine XXX one were pretty good too. I've actually done them, Stephen. They're the Australian version of the chimps. Um, they did like the painting and all that, and I did that on the channel about a year ago. So thanks for that. But I think what I'm going to do, I wish I'd have saved them because I'm going to have to go off and look for them again and edit them. When I did them last time, I just deleted them when they were old. I don't do that anymore. I think the next time, the ones I'm going to do next week, I think I'm going to go for the high karate adverts again. That's where the sexy girl with the big jugulars smells the aftershave and starts, all the karate. I think that's what's going to be the next series. And I think thinking way forward, I think we might even do some more milk tray adverts. Do you remember them? The lady loves milk tray. Right. Okay. Right, Clive. Hope Thai Airways keeps going. They're going to run out of plane seats to auction off. I like Thai Airways. I tell you what, guys. When I go to Thailand, I fly Eva Air. They fly out of Taiwan. Taiwan officially and not a part of China. But I tell you why I like Thai Airways, because I'm going on holiday, right? I check through, put my bags through, get through. Your plane is now boarding. I get down there. I sit down. Thailand is here on the plane. It's all purple. All the girls are Thais. All the dolly birds. And I really feel like, when they talk to me, they got the Thai accent. I feel like I'm in Thailand already. I really hope they don't go out of business. Stephen says, God bless the 70s and 80s ad. Well, I'll tell you what, Stephen, I would nearly call you Steve there. They wouldn't get away with a lot of it nowadays because it's so politically correct, isn't it? It's like some of the programs. Do you remember Mind Your Language, for instance? It was funny, but it could be offensive. I understand that now. I used to think, well, why could people get offended from that? That actually isn't true, Paul. You've said if you're non-domiciled in the UK, you don't pay UK tax on your rental income. No, that isn't true, because I had a meeting with my accountant recently. So what it is, any money you, I don't want to just say, no, you're not right. I'm just telling you what I know, right? So any money you earn from England, like for the English people, right? Any money you earn in England, whether you're here or not, you have to pay tax on it. So let's just say I'm in Thailand. My channel is actually registered in Thailand, not the UK. If I had a bank account in Bangkok, for instance, and I'm living in Thailand, this channel is making some money, it gets paid into my Bangkok bank account, then yeah, I won't pay any tax on it. But the rent that gets paid in the houses in the UK is earned in the UK. And any money that is earned in the UK, you have to pay tax on it. I'm 100%, because I just had a meeting with my accountant. So I don't want to just say you're wrong and be smug about it. I'm just saying, if you look into it, you'll find out that it's not actually correct what you're saying there, Paul. Right. Right. Perry says, back again with a surprise stream. Well, we're nearly done now. Is it Pierre? Yeah, that's the lady. Yeah, I was trying, when I was explaining it, I was trying to think about it and I couldn't get it. But you're right. Valerie Leon was the high karate girl, very fit. Yeah, absolutely right. I put a medal on you. You got it right. Big tinge. Pete, how is Bali as a retirement? Do you know, that's one place I haven't been to? I worked in Indonesia for a few years. I worked in Jakarta in a hotel called the Borobudur Hotel. And I also worked in a place, and this isn't wrong, my first daughter was born here, a place called Jogjakarta, yeah. That really is what it's called. And that's in the Java region. I worked there. I opened up an Ibis hotel, or Ibis hotel. People pronounce it differently. And my daughter was born when I lived there, my first daughter. Okay. TG, Thai won't be allowed to go out of business as it is their national carrier. Yeah, you'd like to think so, TG. You'd like to think so. Clive, need to go stealth again. Go for another coffee. Clive, you kind of under the thumb a little bit there, mate. Right, Paul Pablo. If you're 65, what you meant to do for medical insurance in Thailand? It's very simple. You take out private medical insurance. I'm actually doing it. I explained it in the stream with Eddie at 3 o'clock. I'm going with a company called Pacific Cross. It's just about money. In Thailand, it's a business. You know, when you go to hospital, it's a business. But you can get very, very good insurance in Thailand. Oh, this guy here is he's hounding me. I'm going to put this up just to show you what I'm dealing with. This guy is a pornographer. He's trying to, I'm advertising him here for a simple reason to say what a absolute tosser. I'm going to block him now. Hang on. He must keep opening up new usernames. He's probably watching it and thinking, yeah, I scored a goal. But none of you guys are going to go to his site and join as a member. I mean, Pornhub is free, isn't it? Why would you go and join his site? So somebody told me anyway. Right. Let's see if we've got somebody who hasn't put anything in here tonight. Oh, again, he's still here. Let me just block this guy. Franco, come back. All is forgiven. Okay, let's put this comment up. I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry about that. It looks like a kind of Norwegian name or a Swiss name, something like that. The seats, tiny and hard and very cheap. Next is not given water. And though it sounds pretty, I couldn't understand a word of announcements, no entertainment. Oh, so I take it you're talking about Scoot. I have no intention of flying with Scoot. They're a budget airline by Singapore. And I would imagine if they're selling tickets like a couple of £100 less than everybody else, they've still got to pay for their aviation fuel. So they have to cut corners, mustn't they? Thai Billy Boy. I blocked him myself, driving me nuts. There's always one. That's the guy with the red arrow, isn't it? TG, again. Thailand reporting immediately as soon as they appear. Don't know if it makes any difference. We get so many of them in, it's easy just to block them. Okay, right, guys, we've been going for nearly 3 hours. That's me. I'm done and dusted. It's actually been quite a good stream. I'm feeling myself starting to get a little bit, a little bit too much to drink. Guys, I want to sincerely thank you for coming into the stream tonight. It was unplanned. I did the stream Friday. I did a stream with Eddie on Ed Sweeney today. I'm feeling myself like I've had a little bit too much to drink now. I just want to say thank you. It's been a great stream. I enjoy the interaction with you guys. It's great. I'll be back next Friday. I can't even get the words out now. But it's nearly 3 hours. It hasn't been too bad. Guys, thank you. I'm just going to do this.